All right, and we're live today. Hello there, fellow zombie slayers. My name is Stanley 557, and welcome back to another amazing video. Today, we're here with John Rizzo, and we're going to be talking about Infinite Warfare Zombies. John, how are you today?
All right. I didn't know if you had anything more there.
Nope, that was it.
It's amazing how quickly you can just turn off and on that presenter voice.
I like to think it's just knowing the script in my head. That's it.
Okay. It usually takes me a while to warm up.
So, let's just jump right into it. John, you've had a very I'm going to say thorough history with Infinite Warfare Zombies.
Yep.
Would you like to just go over real quick, some of your early videos with IW, what made you take them down, and then what were your future plans for what you wanted to do before we get into this?
Well, I took the original down because it was very mean-spirited, and not like just make a jab at some stupid design decision. Because believe me, there's plenty of those. It was there were like insults towards the devs and shit, and
yeah, absolutely.
that was funny when I was in high school,
Yeah.
But now, like 25 years later, looking back on, it's like, oh, that's not great.
And at some point, you wanted to redo that re-review, and then eventually that just kind of fell to the wayside.
Yep.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I almost said chat. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to talk about Infinite Warfare Zombies. John might not have the video up, but I like to think, let's have a good substitute for that. While we together engage in this conversation, as I'm in the middle of finishing up my IW re-review. I'm currently, for, recording's sake, I'm in the middle of just about to finish the editing on Attack. And then Left is Beast from Beyond, Director's Cut, and then it'll be done. But I guess we'll start with this question first. John, what's your favorite IW map and why?
Baseland.
Yeah, that's pretty good
Easy.
answer. Yeah.
I didn't really realize how great that map was until I started. I think that was one of the things that made me can my video. Is just I was getting way too in depth with it, and it was like, this video is going to be 5 hours long. Oh yeah, you're also going to get demonetized instantly. You'll be
That's
fine.
Okay.
This video is going to be 5 hours long, and it's going to take up like 6 months of my life.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to play. I don't want all my free time to be a game I don't even really like that much.
See, it's funny that you say that, because I think I'm going on month 9 of this project. Now, granted, 3 months where I just didn't touch it at all. So I'm going to say month 6. Month 6 of this project. And the video is looking to be just a little bit under 4 hours.
Oh, boy.
The whole thing. So
Damn.
I think you made a pretty good call.
Yeah, I started like really laying out exact, because I plan them. Embarrassingly, I plan out even my I write my scripts kind of like film storyboards in a way, where I'll leave like little plays, like I'll leave little stage notes. If anyone's familiar with that, like little asterisk by things that say, because I know that after a sentence, maybe I'll take a breath or something, and because I always cut out every single breath in my VO as well, because I find it distracting.
I hate that. It drives me nuts. I have to cut it out if I hear it.
Yeah. So, and because sometimes I get really into it, I'm like, constantly, and I'm like, well, we gotta let's trim that out, trim that. And I always know there's going to be space, like after a sentence or maybe midway through a long one. So I put like little notes like, okay, have gun sound here or have music sync up here to fill that dead space. So when I started doing that for IW, and I realized this video was going to be a gazillion hours long, and then all the UI stuff I was planning to make, I'm like, I'm biting off more than I can chew here. And also, again, I don't want this game that I think is just okay. It's all right. It's got 2 really good maps. I don't want that to be all of my free time for 6 to 12 months or whatever. So that's why I'm just like, no, go away. Stanley can make his videos, and that'll suffice.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some really good points right there. Look where I am this long later. So I think John got out of here pretty smart, leaving early. But for me personally, it's been a really fun project to work on. It's liberating to redo the review and know that I'm doing it right, to the point where I don't feel like I ever need to come back and talk about it.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to do as well.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to shit on this community, it deserves it a lot of the time. I also feel like the people who really, really love this game really deserve like my 110%. You know, they deserve a great like in-depth, super like just digging into it look at this. And I was going way too far into it, and the scripts were starting to get very bloated. Like, here, let me, if I can find it, let me open up my, because I still have the script. Okay, there's a section in Spaceland that I wrote, and it was one of those ones where I'm like, okay, John, you need to chill the hell out. Where the hell were you?
It's just a little guy. Just go find him.
There's so much shit in here. Oh, it was about map design. And I spent like 3 paragraphs like going over every goddamn room in the map, talking about how every single room in Spaceland had some point to it. Yeah. Whether it was like it housed a part for an Easter egg step, it had a wall buy or a perk or something like that. Every single room in that map has a purpose. Mm-hmm. And well, again, for the people who really love IW and, you know, still hold on to it, like, what, 6-7 years later, they probably would have loved that, but that's just so much damn work.
I mean, like, at what point are you making a video for you, or and then are you making a video for others? It's like,
yeah, that was kind of where I was getting at that point, because it was a point where I started thinking, okay, I don't like working on this anymore. I like what I have for the script, because what I'm looking at here, some of it is unpolished, but the basic ideas here are good. I was happy with it, but it was just like I'm not making this for me at this point. I'm making this to please the fans or whatever. Especially since so many people would ask me, "Hey, redo this thing. You took down the old one." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fair."
Yeah, and for some people, like even just for you, that's really cool to have that opportunity for people. That's a really cool thing about content creation that you can do. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you're not enjoying it, then what's the point?
Exactly.
Because like that's my rule of thumb with my videos, and I think that's a good rule of thumb for anyone who's trying to get into this that wants to make things that are actually good. Make videos for yourself. Make videos that you're gonna want to like, in my opinion, make videos that you're gonna want to rewatch.
Please.
Because I rewatch my own stuff. Like, I rewatched my own Cold War review recently, and I was patting myself on the back the whole time, listening to myself like, man, this guy's making some good points.
Oh, I don't know how you do that. Like, once I'm done with a video, there was one exception, but once I'm done with a video, I never look at it again. Because I've spent so much time in Vegas just hearing my own stupid goddamn voice over and over and over again that I'm like, I get away from me.
Yeah. For me with the Cold War review, I hadn't seen it since I first released it, which I think at this point's a year and a half ago. So it had been a while since I had actually rewatched it, but I was still really happy with it. After like just having the option to know that it's still made for me when I come back to it, I really like. Like even my own original IW review, I watched it, I hated it. But at the same time, I still said to myself, like...
I didn't hate yours. I mean, I hated mine.
Yeah, like, I hate watching it, but then it makes me happy knowing that it was a video that was still made for me. I still like it at that angle, even if I hate the things that I say and the way that I try and present my information.
That's a good way to look at it.
So it's a really good... That's why I had never want to take it down, because it's such a good building block, and I didn't say anything in the video that I thought warranted me taking it down. Whereas I know you felt otherwise because of your own video.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't want to act like I'm the most interesting human on the planet, because for the most part, I'm fucking boring.
Yeah.
But I have changed a lot since those videos went up, and I don't think they're really a good reflection of what I want to be putting out there, having my name attached to. And as much as we like to joke that, or not even joke, just say, don't blame us for how things are. There's a reason why those weirdos at Activision call us influencers. Because we do have a little bit of influence, and I don't want my influences
to be bad.
Fucking awful community for the most part. I don't want to put more negativity on top of that.
Yeah. I think that's like, it's such a big thing on YouTube. It's like, it's the medium. It's the reason why, like, the base term for most people is influencers. Because you do influence people just because, like, it's the pedestal that you have as a YouTuber compared to a fan. A fan can look up to someone, and they might not even realize it, especially at a young age, they're being influenced by what we say.
Mm-hmm.
But
one of the main reasons I took that and a lot of my old content down, because I don't want to take this already volatile community and just throw more oil on the fire.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That was like the one thing that I think I remember when I made my original IW review, taking away from your videos. Is this so mean to the point where I would want to take it down because I don't like the way it represents my own person? And that was a good way to know, like, am I going too far, that this is not representing my character or a future character I want to have on YouTube.
Exactly.
But
no, it's not to say that, you know, either of us are perfect. I mean, I know for a fact I'm not.
Speak for yourself, darling.
Yeah, okay, all right, kid.
Right, we were talking about Spaceland. So,
yes.
So I'm in Spaceland. Just give me your general thoughts on the map. Like, what do you think? What do you think makes it good? What do you think if there's any issues that you want to see improved upon? Like, just a casual like discussion. Then I'll just jump in and just kind of add to it.
All right. I didn't like it when it first came out, but I think that's because I was, you know, just, you know, typical edgy Zack Snyder. I mean, sorry, Jason Blundell fan. They're the same person. I'm just trying to piss people off at this point.
Let's just get as many of those out there.
Yeah. Jason Blundell fans are like Zack Snyder fans. What else we got? BO3 isn't that good. Zombies was never hard.
Zombies is never white.
Yeah. Okay, I think I've thoroughly pissed off everybody there. So let's get okay. So I remember not liking it at the time because I was you know, edgy Jason Blundell fans, like, oh, it's not deep and introspective. And I went through that phase. Everyone did. And I completely missed. I missed the whole goddamn point of the game, which again is another reason why I took that original video down, because I tried critiquing it on a level that it wasn't really asking for. It's still a little comedy, and it's just trying to spread some joy, man. Trying to treat it like some deep introspective Oscar bait or whatever.
Because then, like, how do you consider that towards, like, real quick towards the end of the game, when the tone tries to get serious, when the tone tries to commit to the bit?
It's really bad.
Okay.
Because the writing is not there.
Yeah. And,
like, I'm fine with huge tonal shifts. Some of my favorite pieces of media can go from, you know, all shits and giggles to just the most depressing shit you've ever seen in your life, and it feels natural. Obviously not to insult the writers or whatever, my W, but script just didn't have that level of writing there.
Yeah.
Willard starts talking about how I can't look at the face of my own daughter anymore because she reminds me of my dead wife or whatever, which on its own, that's good, but it doesn't fit with the rest of everything around it, and it just comes off really silly. Yeah.
Real quick disclaimer: we do not hate the developers. We do not want to shit on the developers. It is extremely difficult to make a game. All did a great job, but it's funny that you bring up that tonal inconsistency, because that was the one thing that I always look back to on my like old IW review, where I talk about the tonal shift. And that's the one point that I always pluck out, like, oh, that's actually probably the best point I made in the entire video, because it's not bad writing, and they do a good job trying to establish these different ideas and plot points, but none of it's tonally consistent with itself. And it feels as if, like, there's two different tones between what the game wants to be and then what the game's trying to be under the surface, and it doesn't mix well.
The gameplay has the exact same problem.
Yes. But we'll get into that,
the first two maps feel like a very confident individual vision by IW. They're doing their own thing. And then everything else feels like it's trying to placate to the Treyarch crowd.
Yeah. It's like...
you know the Spaceland and Rave Easter eggs? Very simple. The general gameplay loop is pretty relaxed and simple. And then Shaolin comes along, and it takes the absolute worst of Treyarch's main quests and just shoves it all into one map. And you're like, I want to shoot myself.
Honestly, like, after going through this so much, I really do think Shaolin's quest is worse than Attack. But, like, it's not much higher. but it's really close with how much is like the devil word alphabet step, the Morse code step, the I step, which I think is probably the worst step in zombies besides the chemistry. Or like the rune wall from Tortured Path.
Wait,
Like
which rune wall?
the one
yeah.
where you have to like do the
Sorry,
25 codes if you don't do the even
Yeah,
rounds.
yeah, I did that quest exactly twice. And it's only to get the survival maps.
Yeah, which is funny because they unlocked anyways for everyone, so...
Yeah.
I've done that quest. I completed it once fully to get the cutscene. A second time, I downed in like across the sea, and then a third time, I've never been able to do all 3 in a row ever again. It is impossible. And we're getting off track.
The second time I did it with a trainer because I was like, I want these maps.
I wish I had the balls to do that. I don't.
No, it was on PC, so it's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What do you mean the balls to do that? Every single time I'm not recording on console, I'm using God mode on one of my recordings.
Wow, must be nice. I was doing, on Attack, there's a glitch where, in co-op, if you take too long in the boss fight, the normal rounds start playing.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
If you take, it seems only in co-op. I just tried it in solo before we did this. I spent like 30 minutes in the boss fight. It wouldn't progress through the round, but I know for a fact in co-op, if you fail the bomb code too many times and you have to keep redoing that last step, the normal rounds will play. Zombies will spawn behind you, behind the barricades, and under you, because they have spawn points under there.
Wait, under like the little room with the bomb in it?
Not the room with the bomb with it, but like at the back of the beach where you have to stand because the acid can't touch you. They can spawn right under you there because they're supposed to.
Is that why that happened when I was getting B-roll once?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if it happens in boss fight mode or not, but I know it happens in the map. Because it's so weird. If you take too long, it just like the rounds will just start like so. If you keep redoing it, Krogzilla and the zombies get off sync. So Krogzilla will then fire his lasers, but zombies will still be spawning. And then if you keep going on long enough, it'll loop back around to the normal rounds. While still the zombies will spawn like for the step.
Damn.
But they're round health accurate zombies, I might add. Whereas the ones that you fight during the Easter egg are not. It's really weird.
Oh, I always hate when they do that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be penalized for moving fast through these things.
I mean, like, I get the point where it's like they want to balance it around Deadeye Dewdrops and like change choose and double tap
round 1 Shadow Man fight on Rev. Your reward should be fight round 1 zombies.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people do it and then it like hard caps them at 20 or something.
Yeah, like a normal level, not like 40. Which is like, what's the point of double tap?
W cap them really high during those bosses?
Yeah, because like they have to be like capped high enough so that double tap weapons like just they do enough, but not enough to like be easy.
I love that it took like 10 games for them to figure out the solution to that problem. Just bring super sprinters back.
Yeah, and like just change health damage later on.
Yeah.
Like zombies is weird, man.
It really is. It took like 10 games for it to have like real game design.
Yeah, like Cold War is like the first game and you're like, real people made this.
I could argue BO4 because it was the first one to have a health cap.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like the game, I got to give it credit where it's due. It's the first one to have a health cap, an intentional health cap, of course.
Yes.
First one to have an intentional health cap. First one where the zombies start moving faster. I think is 50, 55,
51. Yeah. I always say 53, but it's 51. In Cold War, it's 55.
Okay, because I know in Cold War they start like every now a couple of them will start spawning in at 50, and then by the time you're at 55, they'll all be super sprinters.
Same thing with BO4. BO4 is like 51, but you really don't notice until 53, and then 55 is when like they're all going.
Yeah, and well they're
fast.
First time I saw super sprinters in BO4, I almost just shit myself because they're so fast.
It's so funny when they do the zombie animation from World War II. The one where like they're low crouch to the ground going. Rawr!
Oh,
they do that animation in BO4. Some of them have that. Like they have different animations. One of the animation styles is the World War II one.
Oh, I guess I always just paid attention to the Varrock sprint animation.
Oh yeah, they have that one too. They have that and that because it looks like the World War II one to me. It's like the exact same like crouched over, waving the arms.
I love that one. It's so silly.
I know.
It's so unserious. Why do they put that in World War II?
I don't know.
It's so silly.
What I hate even more about that like animation too, that's when the zombie just decides, you can't walk anymore. You need to run away from this guy now. And usually it's during an Easter egg step. Hate that guy. Hey, remember this video about IW?
Yeah, come on, you knew this would happen.
Yeah, I know. Classic. All right.
Don't worry, you can edit around. You can just cut it all out. It's fine.
Just uncut. Here you go, guys.
Hey. Hey, I'm not making this, so you do whatever the hell you want.
So true. All right, so back to Zombies in Spaceland. We were talking about like the video, like each individual room. That's a good place to start. Every area in Zombies in Spaceland feels intentionally designed. Everything is something going on. There's always something to do. As I brought up my own video, the closest relation I can think of is Buried. It's this massive sandbox, and you as the player have the option to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Which is what works really well about it. It caters to all different types of play styles. It's got so many different types of creative things to do. I really like the way the arcade is implemented, besides the fact that you're not invisible, but it's still really cool.
Yeah, that's rough.
Which, like, that's something that's crazy. It took till an hour for someone to be like, let's make it so you're invisible while you do the safe.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, in Mauer, when you do the safe for the Cerberus, you're invisible. Or not invisible, you're invincible.
I got a confession. I've never done that.
What? You never, like, you always just get it from the Boxer trials?
I always get it from the trials because it's quicker.
No, it's so much quicker to just do the purple light.
No, because remember, I play with Rampage Inducer, so it's just like, you get a kill challenge. You get a legendary reward in like 4 minutes.
Okay,
it's nuts.
Well, I play with Rampage Inducer sometimes, and I was able to get the Cerberus, so I just think it's a bit of a skill issue.
That's what you sound like.
That's what we're gonna start the video with. It's just that sound effect.
There you go.
But I think everything with the map works. The only thing I dislike is really it's the Easter egg. It's the balancing of the quest itself and how messy it is, depending on whether you're playing solo or co-op. Because in solo, how recently have you done the quest?
Probably like 7 or 8 months. Okay. I think that was around the time I stopped really working on it.
Okay, yeah. Because for me, the issues are, it's in solo, if you don't use the specific win core setups, it's difficult, and that in co-op, the boss fight is absurdly stupid.
Me just using the akimbo Kendalls.
Yeah,
you're talking about for like Seticoms and shit, right?
The Seticoms, yeah, because you can't get the akimbo Kendalls until you have double pap, which you usually don't have access to.
Right, yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. You don't have access to double pap in the normal Spaceland Easter egg.
That is the worst thing about the entire map.
Yes, that right there. Worst feature.
Yes.
That would be such a good reward.
They never made a hot fix.
Yeah.
To check whether or not you had the quest done. You have to do it every game if you don't have
and like not even completing it with like Willard and Director's Cut either. Like that'd be at least it's at the end of the game. That's the new reward. Like no, it's just never a thing. It
would be stupid. It would be a band-aid solution, but they never changed it.
Yeah. Like the fact that like you'd have to go through Mephistopheles and then Spaceland again a third time just to get double pap permanently. But like, at least it's there.
It's something.
Because it's one of those things where it's like it would be so much more helpful. Because just being able to double pap the Wonder Weapon pistols makes them infinitely better against the aliens. Speaking of, what do you think of those pistols?
I like them. They're fun.
I think they're fun too. Like they're really creative.
I can't say they're the most satisfying things to use.
No.
But when one of your guns literally has a zombie breakdance when you shoot it, or turn into a rocket and then blow up.
That's so cool.
I can't be mad. Like that's incredible. I want more goofy shit like that.
Like that's where I think
a little bit with the Scorcher shooting you up into the air. That's a little silly, but
but not like I think like what makes a Wonder Weapon special is how it interacts with undead.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Zombies is peaked with the Thunder Gun and then the Apothicon Servant. You really can't go up anymore in terms of like how you kill them. Just make it more creative the ways that you kill them.
Yeah, I really don't like those weapons personally.
Like BO1.
I never have liked the point and shoot and you just win weapons. I never liked those. Those aren't fun.
Yeah. Fair.
I like the weapons where you have to strategize a little bit. Like even though it's not a good weapon, I love the Limbo from Carrier.
Oh, the Limbo's great. It feels so much fun. It's very satisfying to like line up.
Trying to line it up exactly to chop off as many zombie heads as possible or make as many crawlers as you can. That's really fun.
And it's like really cool, like the way that like you move and like your body shifts. It'll change the way the laser goes. That's really cool.
Just firing from the hip, it'll just kind of move around with. Go in a circle.
Yeah.
You're ADSing, it'll go straight.
It always goes straight. Yeah, like that's really cool. It's like the Gaia
I like
Gauntlet.
The silly ones. Those are great.
Like the Gaia Gauntlet in Ancient Evil, like it moves around the rocks depending on how your cursor, like how your middle viewpoint works. So if you spin your camera around, it'll spin around with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's based entirely off where your camera moves.
I did not know that.
Which I always thought it was just a straight line, but no, I did too. It moves around with you. Let's see what else.
Side note: Ancient Evil is great. Holy shit!
Yes, Ancient Evil is.
And I'm tired of people trying to say, "Oh, it's not actually that good." Yeah, it is that.
It
good.
is that good.
It's like people trying to. I know not too many people do it, but people trying to say that Horizon Draka isn't that good. It's overrated. Like, there's a reason why everyone puts it in their top 5. It's a great map.
It's such a backwards argument to me, where it's like, ugh, a map that's so overrated. Yes, it's good. What else of it?
Like, I'm not the hugest Origins fan, but I gotta admit, it's really good, and I get why people get it, or why people love it, but it just isn't for me.
That's why I'm really happy that even though Origins has kind of gone down for me, it's always good to see its DNA like being evolved with in terms of like DE and Ancient Evil.
Yeah,
like Ancient Evil just feels like it's the right middle ground for a lot of ideas, and making it really easy and accessible, while also being really fantastical.
That sucks about that map's gameplay is the Geganese.
Oh, I hate that guy. So bad.
If Geganese wasn't in there, it would be like a quadruple S map. And if you took... Actually, never mind. Stormbound exists, so it's like a B map.
Stormbound. Can we just replace Stormbound with like Hit Your Mark, That's the Secret Easter Egg, and we'll just call it that?
Please?
It's way better.
I've listened to Stormbound one time, and I barely made it through the first time.
I have it as one of my stream like playlist songs, because I have every zombie song in there. For some reason, Stormbound always plays, and it's 6 minutes of Clark.
Yeah.
Clark, love that guy. Him going, Stormbound!
Oh, that's so
it.
bad.
It's that for 6 minutes. It's not 3 minutes.
Is great,
it's like,
though, so he...
Yes,
he proved himself.
Yes, Alone is easily his best song. I wasn't the biggest Clark fan. I thought most of his songs weren't that good. That one's the best one, without fail.
Dead Ended is pretty good, too.
I'm not a big fan of Dead Ended.
Not afraid of his literal Pepe Re he does at the very end of the song.
No, I'm not very... I can't say I am.
It's so fucking funny, because they had a good rhythm going up, and then he just starts screeching at the very end, and I can't stop laughing.
Isn't there like an Easter egg song? I've never done this in Zombies in Spaceland that requires you to find like teddy bears that can spawn
like
in 30 different
teddy bears or something.
I don't think it's 20. It's like they can spawn in like 30 different locations or something.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah. Oh, is there a lot? Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of teddy bear spawns.
And
I remember around the launch, that was one thing that I thought was a genuine critique against the map, because I was stupid. I mean, I'm still kind of stupid now, but not that kind of stupid. Where it's like, oh, there's a lot of teddy bears for the Easter egg song. That means the map's bad. But no, it's just a silly Easter egg.
Teddy bears?
Yeah.
Ew.
Oh, get him out of here. Get him out.
What is this, Samantha? From Extinction? God.
Oh. Hey, when's the Extinction videos coming?
My plan is, at least in my head, once I get all these other videos in my head done, I want to do it with my buddies after this one.
What about the classified video I made a cameo for like 6 months ago?
Oh, that video?
Yeah.
Is classified!
Thanks, Stanley. So, high rounds. For those unfamiliar, Treyarch made 2...
You're a menace.
Anyways. Originally,
You're gonna have to edit a lot around this to keep it even somewhat on track. By
Maybe
the way,
I'll just call the video Stanley 57 and John Rizzo get distracted while talking about IW zombies.
You could do that too.
And then it just lets me put it pretty much uncut.
Oh, don't put it uncut. There's so much you would need.
There's so much that needs to be edited out. But anyway, Spaceland, great map. Easily the best in the game. One of my favorite aspects is like the way the story is introduced. It's very low stakes. It's introduced very well. It's not trying to rush you through all this information. My favorite idea in the intro is an actual scene transition, where like our characters stop, they enter the theater, they meet Willard. Willard, explains to them a couple of things, and then the scene changes into the theater where they now begin a new scene. It's like, it's a little thing, but in most zombies cutscenes, especially in like maps like Voyage or D Machine or Grossen House, everything is always moving forward. There's never a chance to stop. The story needs to be told 1, 2, 3, let's keep going.
Oh, okay. I was just about to make fun of you for being like, Stan, you're so desperate that bro is clinging onto a basic part of cinematic language.
But that's the funny thing, because Zombies doesn't have that part of cinematic language.
I know, Zombies
how short
is
it is
kind of inept in most regards, yet I still love it, kind of.
I think the only other one might be Demachining gets close, but it's still one continuous scene.
Yeah.
But it does take a chance to stop, which I really like. But I want to get invested in experience, especially like that helps me get really invested, is like knowing that they're taking it seriously enough to give a scene a chance to breathe.
Yeah, to slow down a little. Zombies is always moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Yeah.
Because they have so much they want to set up.
Yeah, and they have so little like time to set it up in the first place.
Which is why I like the as much as there's a lot of filler, I like the intel in Cold War. It helps you feel like the story is slowing down a little bit. You get to actually live in that world for a little bit.
Yes. And I like that you can play with it out of game. You don't need to be in a match, which I like. That's crazy to me. How people can hate that. Because that's the exact same system that we've had before. The only issue is you just have to pick it up. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'll never understand Zombies fans. As a Zombies fan, I would never understand them.
Yeah, for real. Those guys
Zombies
suck.
fans on their way to defend the worst game design you've ever seen in your life.
Okay. Before we close out Spaceland, let's see what else. There might be one more thing to talk about.
Yeah, the one with all the screenshots. I mean, I have them up too, but
Yeah.
oh, there's a third one.
Oh yeah.
Want to read it off?
Yeah. Do you have any particularly fond memories of the experience?
Yes. When I didn't have to play it, no. No, that's mean.
Because when I think of this map, I remember the first time I played it, I really liked it. But one of my biggest issues was not having a shield, or like not having defensive options. And it's one of the few things that I dislike about IW overall. It's how aggressive the game is. And it's aggressive in the way that I remember in interviews, Jason Mundell hated the idea that a game can like unfairly kill you. And that like you as a player should feel like you know the reason why you went down. And IW,
someone actually asked me about that on Twitter. It's like, hey, is that clip still around? And within like 10 minutes, like, yeah, I got it with the timestamp.
Can you send that to me at some point?
Yeah. Well, let me go through my Twitter DMs real quick.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one where he says that people should blame themselves, not the game.
If I remember correctly, that's a BO4 clip. It's
that's
him
BO2.
on. It's BO2. Okay.
He's talking about it was like a little It was in preparation for BO3. They were talking about some of their older maps, and they were talking about Mob of the Dead in that case with Brutus.
Okay, yeah. But it's always something that stuck with me about how to do Zombies game design, because giving players that breathing room and then allowing them to get picked off by things that they can recognize, like that's what I really like about the modern entries. It's how many ranged enemies that you have. I think it's fun, and it's chaotic, but especially when you have stuff like armor or shield, you're able to pretty quickly understand what killed you. Whereas in IW, you can be killed in like mere seconds, where it's like in every other game you have like invincibility.
Well, it's
frames.
also because the game isn't made well, which is
that's another issue entirely.
The collision is awful
in any map where there's elevation changes. It's awful. Which is almost
there are
awful.
no iframes between hits, which actually Modern Warfare Zombies has that same problem. Which it makes it hard to enjoy sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you're in tier 3 or like Dark Ether and they're just slapping you and you're just like, well, what can I do?
Like all right, I could have done anything against 250 damage in the frame.
I hate that.
But IW has that problem, which on its own would be I could stomach it, but the collision doesn't help.
No,
plus
not at
with
all.
how awkward the map design gets around the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And
the map
of course,
design takes
like
a
you
real
said,
hit.
like you said, just how inherently aggressive the game is in general.
Yes, it's a weirdly very aggressive game, and I don't understand why. And then
because it is the same people that made what is it? Extinction. And Extinction's a very, despite being a defense game, still is aggressive in its combat.
Yes, I was starting to prelim the script for Beast, and the team is never soft, to the point where like Lee Ross is the lead writer on both Extinction and IW Zombies. He's the director on IW Zombies too. It's really weird to see the exact same team, or at least parts of the same team, come out with a different answer to an experience they had just made before, where sure it's very chaotic, but they had high health pools, you had armor you could put on, shields, and to not see that in IW.
It's very weird.
It is. It's such a, especially like when the cryptids get put into Beast, and then
Oh, you'll never see me say a bad thing about the cryptids in Beast ever.
Never,
the fact
never,
that, you know,
ever.
What was it? The cryptid attack fight where they can spawn out of teleporters and like bounce you across the room.
I've never been bounced. I've never been bounced across the room before. I have been.
Oh, I've had it happen.
I have been body blocked though by them, and that in one of the crate areas.
Well, I think it's because just a difference in play style. I'm very, very reckless and aggressive. So
I'm pretty reckless too.
Sliding all over the place and
sliding.
The amount of times I've slid into a phantom spawning out of a teleporter and just shoots me back like 20 feet. I'm like, well, okay, I could have done anything there.
That's the only area in IW where I don't slide. Because I know that it's constant teleporting. If you try and slide, you
kind of have to because of how many cryptids there are.
It's so terrible. And then they down you in the equal amount of hits a zombie can down you, despite being 3 times as aggressive and with like 3 times as much speed.
Yeah, well, that part I don't mind.
I hate that.
In the main map.
That drives me nuts in the main map. Oh my gosh, it's the worst in the intro, and then it's fine until the boss fight essentially.
Oh, we're gonna fight.
I hate that intro. That intro
we're skipping a beast. We're skipping a beast right now. You put your little title card up or whatever you're doing in editing. Beast from Beyond. Yeah. Beast from Beyond right now.
Beast from Beyond. I can just move this. I can just move this.
I'm tired of pretending that they are.
I hate those opening rounds. Like it's the first part. It's the first part in my Beast from Beyond like re-review after the story that I'm like, let's talk about the cryptids. And here's why the first 3 rounds don't work about Beast.
That was what in my review. That's literally the first good thing I had.
That's the first bad thing I have. I hate those rounds. They make me so annoyed. It's to the point where if you play solo and you try to get to the end of round 3 before the max ammo spawns in, if you don't have extended mags on, you don't have enough ammo to kill all the cryptids.
Sounds like a skill issue because they die from 1 shot to the head.
Yeah, they do, and I suck at aiming at them.
Oh, goo goo gaga, baby, play better.
Nowadays, I'm better and I just sit in a corner. I'm fine. But before that point, it was so stupid. But
literal skill issue.
What I don't like about those rounds is
it's you telling me on day 1 of MWZ coming out that it wasn't a solo friendly game.
And it wasn't until they made better. Until they updated. They put things in that made it easier.
What they put
and
in?
Now it's solo friendly. You got
no, enlighten me. What
gold,
did they put in?
Gold armor plate, Aether blade, dog bone, mags of holding, schematics that help you start the game earlier, exfil streak, schematics.
I don't think that really counts.
I think it does count because you don't need another, like you have constant.
Except for the Hellhound. The Hellhound one, no, I'll give you that one.
In co-op, the biggest thing is that like you have a constant chance to re-roll for things, and you can share that among your teammates. In solo, you get 1 chance at a portal. So whatever you guys, what you get. And especially on launch, before we had access to pretty much infinite orange Aether tools, most strategies were go into the tier 3, pick up a new weapon, or get lucky and get like a blue or purple tier weapon and just run with that the rest of the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's just engaging in the game mechanics.
I hate that because the game mechanic is RNG. The only thing that's guaranteed about it is if you run into tier 3 with a to get an orange weapon. Besides that, it's like, oh, do you want a purple wrench? Oh, well, complete a trial and maybe you'll get it.
You work with what you got.
Well, they give me crap, and I wasn't able to work with it for a while.
Damn, sounds like a you problem, huh?
Right, we're talking about Beast here.
Yeah, can you just sense how much of a smug, shit-eating grin I have on my face right now? It's palpable, isn't it?
So then, what are your thoughts on the implementation of the cryptids, story aside?
I really like them, honestly. I think they're honestly, you could have done without all of the special guest zombies and replaced all of them with a cryptid equivalent.
I totally agree. Seeker for clowns.
Get rid of the clowns.
Yeah. Phantom for ninjas, that's all you need. For the slasher, just spawn a mammoth in.
Yeah, or don't spawn a mammoth and spawn a rhino.
A rhino, sorry. You're right, rhinos.
Oh, sorry, blue rhinos, as peasants call them.
Because I think they work well as like special guest characters, like just spawning in like parasites from shadows or like Or like even like just manglers from Gorod, they work fine as that. Like just special enemies that pop up, you kill them. Some of them might be more tanky, you kill them. I hate those first 3 rounds. That's me personally. And then the ending, I think everyone can agree, is one of the worst boss fights in Zombies.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is so baffling, so bafflingly designed to be unfair and against every like, and against every like
weird
goodwill the game has.
Right after that we have Mephistopheles,
which is the best boss fight.
It's the best boss fight in the entire series.
In my boss fight like ranking review solo video challenge video thing, I have Beast from Beyond Cryptids as the lowest boss fight and then Mephistopheles as the highest, next to like the Eye of Odin for me.
Yeah, the actual duality of man.
And it's the same people at the same time. It just seems like it's just so rushed in the Cryptids to work on Mephistopheles.
Oh, I mean, the whole map was very, very rushed. Their
Yeah.
budget was cut significantly for DLC 4.
Yeah. Which is a real shame because I know DLC 4, especially on Treyarch's side, is usually where they get like the most like, let's just throw shit into this map and just finish it off with that. Like Revelations, you have all the masks, the free perk Easter egg, all the challenges, all the cool little stuff that you can do, the traps. In TOG, you have all the other cool, like the 50 different side Easter eggs that are on TOG. Forsaken's the same deal.
Oh, we shouldn't start talking about TOG. We'll be here talking about that map for 3 hours.
So true.
I love that map.
Such a good map. Anyone that says otherwise, that's not a friend, that's a foe.
You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's such a good opinion. Kiss me.
So. What are some ways that you would improve Beast? Let's ignore budget and time constraints. What do you think would help improve Beast as a map? Because I think the visuals are beautiful, which is pretty obvious because most of it's ripped straight from campaign. They have essentially the campaign assets to work with.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. I think it works really well. And they do a really good job making it feel unique.
I think genuinely you could fix Beast from Beyond with one change. Implement checks in place, put checks in place where you can't spawn enemies with just completely diametrically opposed weaknesses at the same time.
Yeah.
Or counters at the same time, sorry.
And as we've talked about earlier before, for those who don't know, the ninja zombies, they teleport to you. They deal a lot of damage to you, about 2 to 3 hits of damage.
As we talked about earlier. Oh, this is coming before the Shallon or even Rave talk.
They don't know that. Shh.
Keep that in. Keep it in.
As talked about earlier, the ninja zombies are physically activated by you pressing the run button. That causes them to teleport to you, and they will deal 2 or 3 hits of damage. Obviously, not running away from them, that's fine. Most of the enemies in this game you can easily outwalk. But for those who don't know,
it's not fine. It sucks.
It's not fine, but you know, it's a way to work around it. Some people will just say jump and slide because you can jump and slide without needing to run in this game. There's a momentum system. But in most enemies you can outwalk. Ninja zombies, if you outwalk them, you're fine. But then we get into the cryptids and the slasher. Both of these enemies require you have to run away from them. And the map design,
they can both be on the field at the same time.
Yes, it's not like they can be separate. They have to be on the field. They can be on the field at the same time, especially if it's on round 20 when the slasher spawns in.
Oh.
And then you have to run away, but you also have ninja zombies that teleport to you when you run away. And you can't walk, because then the cryptids and the slasher kill you. So what is a boy supposed to do?
The game just kills you.
Yes, I've had a time where I went down on the map, went down in the theater. My weapon revive box was all the way back in spawn. While trying to get to spawn, ninja zombies just started teleporting out of nowhere and killed me because I respawned in the theater, completely far away.
I don't think ninjas have that respawn timer that other zombies do.
No, they don't. They're the only enemy not to. But in Shaolin, it's fine because in Shaolin, when you respawn right next to your weapons in the up and AMS machine. In Beast, you can respawn in the theater, which is the exact opposite point from where that box is.
Yep.
Which I don't know how
that's rough.
I don't know how that got past development besides them just working on director's cut and then just not realizing that.
Yep.
Let's see. There is double tap breaking. You can't rebuy it in director's cut if you get rid of it. Or like I think there's another feature where it's like I had this happen once when I was doing the Venom X. It's like if you give away double tap or if you go down with double tap stops working on Beast.
Huh.
And let's see, if you complete the Easter egg, the map just starts bugging out. Rounds end earlier than they're supposed to, while zombies are still spawning in. Cryptids will keep loading in with spawn effects, but don't actually spawn in. Yeah. It's a mess.
Huh. I've never seen that before.
Because most people just leave Beast once they beat the Cryptids. Or if you're playing Director's Cut, you just load Mephistopheles. But speaking of the Venom X, let's talk about the Venom X quest.
Do we have to?
Yes. It's a question. Have you ever done that Venom X quest?
No,
See, chat, there you go. That's all you need to know. Take it from here.
I've never done it. I tried it, and I'm like, it was just like the chemical step in Attack. It was one of those moments where I'm like, where you get existential, you know? You're like, I have one life to live. I could die tomorrow, and this is what I'm spending my last few minutes on. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done it 3 times.
What? Why?
I've done it, I think, 2 times on a stream. I don't remember if I did the 3rd one on stream or not, but I have done it 3 times. And I've done it with Director's Cut. I've done it without Director's Cut. Oh my god. It is obnoxious.
Yeah, it's awful.
Have you read the full list of what you have to do?
Oh, yeah. I read it, and I tried doing it.
Enter in Morse code, kill special enemies with a certain amount of venom shots, and
about
then...
halfway through, I'm like, no, fuck this.
Yeah, put the Phantom in the electric trap, and that opens up a weird button thing that you have to do, like...
Well, that's like the first step, which is fine.
Yeah, but you have to do, like, algorithmic equations to solve it. Most people just press a random button.
Yep.
Then you have the maze game, where, like, one of the mazes isn't properly,
I think that's where I gave up.
Yeah, the maze game is so stupid. And it's nice that you can hold a zombie. Easily, that's the best part about that step.
Yep. The funny tube.
Yeah, the tube.
Sweet.
You have to do the special characters again, but it has to be with, like, only special zombies. It can't just be with cryptids. And then it doesn't help the Venom Y only has, like, 5 shots in it. And then the final step is you have to, like, use a time machine and then pull in the black-green blobs from Attack the Radioactive Thing. Shoot enough of those with pinpoint precision, which that step is stupid, I might add. And then you can upgrade the Venom X. Again. To the Venom Z.
Yeah, I'd rather just do the normal quest and get Director's Cut.
I don't blame you. That's honestly the better way to do it. It's so stupid. What do you think can be learned from this experience? Think of the positives and negatives. What is a not a player, what's a developer to learn from Beast from Beyond?
You need to be something to learn from Beast. The line between difficult but fair and oppressively broken is razor thin.
It's a good way to put it. I totally agree with that. All right, and that was Beast from Beyond. What a wonderful map. John, if you had to give Beast a rating, what would you give it?
1 out of 10.
Okay. I think I remember giving it a 2 or 3 in my original review. And then
are we counting Mephistopheles in with that?
No, I don't count him. I personally don't.
Yeah,
if you count him, if you did put him in, though, what would you count it?
Probably like a 3.
Okay.
Because it's that good.
Yeah.
It is a great ass fight.
For me, it's a 3 out of 10. Without Mephistopheles, with him, it's about a 4.
Okay, so we're not too far apart on that.
No. And then back to Space.
One of us is right about the opening rounds.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Vote below who you think it is. But
comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think.
I'd love to hear what you have to say. Real quick, what do you think of Spaceland? Give me a rating.
Spaceland rating. Probably like a 9.5 out of 10. It's a great map.
I agree. I think for me, it's either an 8.5 or 9.
Like, the only things I don't like about it are the alien fight. Sucks.
Hate that fight, especially... Have you done it in co-op before?
I have. It's awful.
Have you done it in 4-player co-op?
I have not.
If you ever can, try that. And especially without Director's Cut.
No,
and just,
I don't think I will,
And just
Marvel.
see how fast... Shut up. See how fast the game ends.
Oh, yeah.
It is even with 2-3 players, it is disgusting how, like, oppressive that fight is. Because aliens, what I thought they would do is they target specific players. They don't.
No, they just gang up on one person and stun lock them with their blaster.
Which is so, like,
do anything.
1v1, perfectly fine. It can be anywhere between 1-1 to 1v4. Insane. And the fact that, like, because then if an alien goes down, you have to melee the fuse off their backpack.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can get stunned by another alien shooting you trying to do that.
Like, I fought 3 Mega Bombs at the same time in Modern Warfare Zombies in solo play, and that's still not as bad as being focused by only 2 aliens.
But like the biggest thing is, 1, it's AI and damage, but 2, it's like the defensive options that you have as a player and the space that you have to run away and the way that their attacks interact with the player. The Spaceland aliens just do whatever they want. They punch you for high damage. They shoot you for high damage. You have no shield, no armor.
They stun you.
They stun you.
And then the 300 other round 40 zombies just gank you.
And then they also summon zombies below you, so if you're sliding when they do that, you just go backwards.
Yeah.
Because like the boss fight has like infinitely more unique spawn points than a normal game has in that area.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is really cool. Great way to up difficulty. Really bad when it's IW.
The thing is, that alien functions in the entire map.
Oh yeah. You showed me that before. I was also reading your clip on your graphic where it's like it functions anywhere and just dies to the croc.
Oh yeah, I did. I posted that. Was that today?
Yeah, that was today.
Or was that yesterday?
Or might have been yesterday.
Okay,
whatever it was, but I was reading it. You have it on
my
your
brain
cue
is
card.
just
Brain fried, old man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I'm old. What do you want? The moment I talk about zombies, like 4 seconds later, it ejects from my brain. I have to make space for my other hyperfixations.
I'm so happy I'm not at that point yet. I love always having like an infinite amount of knowledge about zombies in my brain, ready to be pulled out at all times.
Oh no, it's there for me. It's just I don't want any more of it.
Ooh, I can't get enough.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm falling out of love with the series. And not the quality of the games or anything. I just like they could still be releasing games that are as good as BO3 or whatever anyone says the best one is, and I probably would still be like, I don't know if it's really for me anymore. Yeah,
it's just a passage of time thing. It's just it. I think there's so many people.
I've been playing these games for 14 years.
Yeah, right.
And eventually, you're just like, all right, I think I've had my fill.
I think this year is 14 for me too, because I technically started playing when Call of the Dead came out, so I guess next year. But
I think my first release was Kino.
Oh, nice.
I didn't join during World at War.
Neither did I.
Technically, I did because Black Ops 1 was right around the corner when I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I distinctly remember staying up till midnight or whatever the release was to play Ascension because
that's cool.
I got my Xbox on. I was so excited. I was like, you know what? I don't care if I don't sleep or if I have to, I don't get any sleep for school tomorrow. I'm gonna play some of this new zombies map with my friends. It's gonna be a great time, and it was.
Yeah, cool. For me, my older brother had gotten BO1 as a Christmas gift, and then it took us a few months to kind of get around to zombies. So once Call of the Dead came around was when I started, like, I would watch him, I would play it, I would suck at it, I would cry. And that little cycle continued till about the year before, like, BO3. Before BO3 came out, it was like the 2015 that year, where I had actually, like, buckled down and gotten good that entire year. And then I wouldn't have even said I was good enough at the game until BO4 came, or not BO4, I guess till Cold War came out. Because once Cold War came out, I had IW under my belt. The year after that, I had World War II under my belt. And I would say I was a better player once I got World War II under my belt. Because the amount of skills that game taught me as like a solo player was immeasurable. But it is skills you don't need to learn. And it's such a waste of time. Anyways, let's talk about Rave in the Redwoods.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you think of Rave?
I love it too.
Yeah.
Objectively, I don't think it's not as good as Spaceland. It doesn't have as much content. The slasher's pretty poorly implemented. Rave mode, they just didn't do anything with.
Even though it's a cool idea.
And it looks beautiful.
Like, the only thing it does is you get double points for being in it.
Yep.
And
I wish I knew how they did the shader work.
Yes! Like, how it works, like...
You just instantly transition into the map.
Seamlessly. And like, I can see it, and you can't see it, but you can load into it because the effects have a few seconds if you run into it while it's going. You can then also join in on it. And it's like, seamless based off each player's camera.
Yeah. Like,
how does that happen?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out for a while, because, I don't know too much about how these games are made, but I know a few things. I don't know how the hell they did it. If I ever got a chance to talk to Lee Ross again, I would ask, how the hell did y'all do the Rave mode share?
Yes, 100%. Like death effects are unique to that person, because zombies explode with, like, a skull effect. Doors are unique. There's no wall buys, though.
The client side thing I get, but I'm talking more about how you walk and, like skulls and whatever just appear on the ground or things.
And like it doesn't appear on
How do they do that?
I don't know. And it looks so good, like it's seamless. There's no load times, doesn't lag. What voodoo magic did they do for that?
I've noticed there's only one part in the map where it does lag, but it might be my computer, so I don't know if I can give them that.
Which area, if you can tell me?
It's around the Flogger Trap.
Ooh, I never had an issue with that when I was recording for my video. So
It might be on
you.
because I play on PC. So.
Yeah. It might be because like you're overlooking the lake too, so that's like right next to all those load zones. So it's like nothing's obscuring it. But yeah, actually, I think it's because you're right in range of the crows that fly over the cabin on the lake. Oh wait, they're not over the cabin. Oh wait, they're over the. Anyways, doesn't matter. But with me, I used to not like this map. And in my original review, I also did it so dirty because it was the one map I didn't go back and replay for the review.
Wait. What? You made a review where you didn't actually play the map?
I played it in Director's Cut. I played it for the Easter egg, but it was the only map I had already had the achievement for. So it was the only one I didn't actually go through and like fully play.
Oh, okay.
So when I
is a hell of a confession.
Can you imagine if like I had never played it? No, I did play it, but
yes,
I didn't play
I've
it.
seen many YouTubers in this community do that. No,
that's a good point.
Don't say that.
But it was like the one map I was super excited. It was the one I needed to re-review the most because it was the only one I didn't actually play. And after actually playing it, I loved it. I was such a hater of it for the longest time. It was really because of the slasher. But if you don't activate rave mode, you never
if you don't interact with an entire part of the map.
Yes, an entire function.
Which is a damn shame.
It's the best part of the map, too.
Because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's genuinely the prettiest thing Zombies made until... Wait, no. Rev was before. Never mind. Rev and Rave mode are some of the prettiest things in Zombies. There's... Maybe I just like... I was going to say
gorgeous.
Maybe, but if you've seen even like 2 or 3 pieces of my render work, you know I like pretty color.
John, I do like your render work. It's very good. I do follow it.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. But yeah, I think it's an absolutely great map, ton of content, even if it's not as much as Spaceland. It might not flow as well as Spaceland, too. That's another thing.
That's true, yeah. The boat ride.
The boat ride sucks. The movement's kind of sluggish. The areas are... If the main
water sucks.
Yeah.
I know you can fix it with a charm, but
you have to go out of the way for that
out
charm.
of the water, you're still slow for like a second or two.
Yeah.
That's really weird. I don't like that.
The charms are cool, but you never see them on the ground. Like, you would never know what they are, where they go.
Yeah, you just, like... The zombies tried and true method of hold interact on the ground until you get something.
The craziest part is it's not even unique looking things. It's a pair of rings, for example. That could be the most...
There's a few rings around this rave.
Yes, it's like, that could be anything that I would just not know to hold X on.
Now, something like the pacifier, it's like... there was a pacifier, right?
Yes, there is. Yeah. That's like, unique. An arrowhead, that's pretty unique.
Okay, yeah. You might find that near the crossbows or whatever.
But, like, the way that you solve some of these, it's like... The frog one, you have to go into rave mode, and you have to do, like, a slam attack by jumping in the air and exo-slamming. But if you don't know that mechanic is never taught to you. I didn't know that was a mechanic in rave mode until I did that charm. You have to, like, jump in the air and, like, exo-slam down on random, like, fireflies. It's a really weird mechanic, and I don't know why they had it. But it only shows up for that one charm.
Who knows?
But
the MIW folk were goofy little guys.
They were.
But it was affectionate back then. Now it's harassment.
Was it even affectionate back then either? People hated those devs, especially at launch.
Okay, well, compared to we don't want you to move at all in our multiplayers, yeah.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, yeah, true.
IW, yeah, they're awful.
See, I didn't play multiplayer. Never played that. Fool's errand. That's why I play zombies, where it's arguably just as bad.
Oh no,
I love those guys.
Except for Vanguard. Oh, actually, Vanguard Zombies is better than Vanguard.
Vanguarded!
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby!
Zombies never really get... Except for AW. Zombies was way worse in that game than multiplayer. Multiplayer was great in that game.
Yeah, I never played it, but cool.
You're missing out.
Nah, I'm good.
So you didn't play old COD games multiplayer?
I never played them. No, it was never something that engaged with me.
Such a big chunk of just multiplayer games.
Now, if I ever play it with like buddies, it is such like they don't really understand that I don't get it because it's such a detached experience for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
I remember staying up sleepless nights. Like playing like a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, the original, mind you, the good one.
Yeah.
Or like playing hours of wager matches in Black Ops 1 and 2. that multiplayer or drop zone on MDub 3 for hours on end.
Oh, I love Drop Zone. What is it?
All right. Oh, damn it. I thought we were going to agree on something.
All I know is it's a map. That's about it.
No, it's not. It's a mode. The drop zone is a mode.
Well, I guess let's drop that zone. Anyways, how do you feel the map implements the slasher?
Very poorly.
Yes, absolutely agreed. But
it's really cool from a thematic standpoint. Yeah. Like, you know, you can't kill the slasher in a horror movie.
That's cool.
But when you literally can't do anything to him, that's a problem. If they made him so that you can, like, shoot him enough and he disappears for a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then he comes back like, oh, whoa, the killer isn't really dead. For the fact that you just can't do anything to him.
For me, it's weird that, like, in an FPS shooter, there's no way to interact with him as the medium provides that you should. So, like, you just walk away from him. That's it. Like, it's such
or you just never use rave mode.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never use rave mode. It de-incentivizes you from using it unless you're going for, like, charms or Ghosts and Skulls.
Which, is any sane person really going for Ghosts and Skulls?
Apparently, there are people, so...
I'm glad I quit my IW review when I did, because I never had to do any of them.
They're all terrible. Shaolin.
I was gonna save those for, you know, pretty late on in the writing process.
Mm-hmm, smart.
But I just never got around to them.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad I did, because...
Let's see, space...
It's at some point, I just outgrew the insanely convoluted quests and shit. It's like... I think it just got old. I just want to load up zombies and shoot some things for an hour or two.
Fair. For me, it's like Spacelands. You need to complete the Easter egg for to do it.
Ooh,
which is a waste.
Wait, every game?
If you want to do Ghosts and Skulls, there's a step in Ghosts and Skulls that requires you to use the laser from that you used to kill the UFO. You use it to kill a ghost in with the sunglass vision, or like a skull. Sorry, you have to kill a skull with that laser. In Rave, you need to constantly use Rave mode. In Shaolin, there's a parkour step, which is so poorly designed, I can't even, it's awful.
Is it as bad as the Descent one, though?
Oh, it's way worse, though. The Descent one is...
What?
It makes the Descent one look gorgeous.
Ooh, okay, now maybe someday I have to try that one.
Basically,
that sounds like it's so bad you have to experience it once before you die.
But the worst part about it is, if you try and do the parkour... and you fail it, you have to go to the next round and try it again. So not only is it bad, it's a round burner. Yes!
Oh, I hate those.
So, basically, imagine you get to the first jump, you instantly fall off, you have to wait till next round and try again.
Oh.
And if you're in solo, the zombie can possibly chase you onto it. Because they can walk over the gaps and you can't, so...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. It's so much fun. And then
I gotta try that one day.
And then in attacks just sucks. It's not even that bad of a Ghosts and Skulls. The Ghosts and Skulls minigame just sucks.
Ah.
They all suck. Anyways.
You're gonna make somebody mad out there.
Good. Get mad. Fight with me. Talk in the comments. Give my video more interactions.
No, that's really... Yeah, your luck with that is really good. Go ahead, antagonize people.
Yeah, exactly. So lucky. I'm gonna get
you don't have me luck, okay?
I'm gonna get the luck of Lee Ross showing up in my comments, being he's like, I'm sorry you didn't like Ghosts and Skulls, Stanley. We put a lot of effort into it. Tim didn't get to go to his second kid's birthday party because he was working Ghosts and Skulls. How do you feel about that? How do you feel knowing that man missed out on his kid's birthday, and you're shaming his work?
And then I'll get your priorities straight.
And buddy. then I'll just double down and make it even worse.
Yeah.
Anyways, Raven the Redwoods, where would you rank that? Oh, actually, sorry, I almost forgot. Easter egg. What do you think of that main quest? It's very short, very simple.
I love it.
I think the boss fight's the best in the entire game. Because the Super Slasher, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You have a wide area to train him around.
Excluding meth, right?
Oh, excluding meth. Sorry, yeah. Meth is the easy. In the main season, sorry. Mephistopheles is completely out of the park.
Okay.
I think the Slasher is just the best, boss fight that isn't meth. But... yeah, I'd give this map a 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
I'd probably fall about right there too. It's really solid. It has a couple problems, but also I just love the horror vibe so much. Oh, that's why I love the fog map in Ghost multiplayer. That map's great.
Yeah, I played multiplayer.
Right.
I have been a multiplayer.
I keep forgetting you're not a complete codtist like me.
No, not a codtist.
Oh, what phrase?
We'll coin that.
Yeah, that was just on the spot. I wish I was holding on to that for a while.
I've only ever played I think like 3 of the campaigns. I've played BO1, BO2, and Cold War.
You know, those are pretty good ones to play.
They are. I got about halfway through, a third of the way through BO3s, over halfway through Nightmares. Nightmares sucks, by the way.
Oh yeah,
It's so broken. I've had times where I'll play.
The amount of times you just get soft locked out of nowhere.
I have gotten soft locked so many times on Nightmares just by playing the game. If you go too fast, that game breaks.
Yep.
But anyways, now moving on to Shaolin Shuffle.
Things are less fun now.
Tell me about Shaolin Shuffle, John. What do you think of that?
I'm not a fan. I want to like it though. I really do. I can't because the game just falls apart when the ninja zombies spawn.
That might be the best way to put it. I want to like Shaolin a lot. And I think Shaolin does a lot of really cool things.
But let me see if I can pull it up on my review real quick. Where are you, my friend? Jesus. How did I word this in the end? It's a frustrating case of missed potential. Could have been great, and in its best moments, it is.
Yeah.
But it's too many missteps, man. That Pack-a-Punch setup is terrible. The quest sucks. The boss fight's awful.
I hate that boss fight. It is.
I didn't know you're supposed to throw a shuriken at his staff until like a couple months ago.
What are you talking about?
You didn't know that?
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, no. Okay, so you know the little throwing stars you have?
Yeah.
When he during the brain step, when he's surfing around going for the blue-eyed zombies, you're supposed to throw that at the staff to break it.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you just train around in a circle.
That's what I thought, and I was like,
because the step completes itself anyways.
Yeah, eventually.
So does that make it quicker?
Yeah, because he can't attack the blue-eyed zombie at that point because his staff is broken.
He's a man made of rats.
Yeah, but his staff is broken.
Oh, my mistake.
And then it respawns after a minute or so.
I've never had a single person tell me that. And like whenever I would play IW on stream for the video, like for the rear view, there's a guy in my chat, a couple of guys in my chat that they're IW nerds, so they'll tell me every little secret little fact. That's never been brought up to me before.
I think it might have been somebody in your server that told me, or maybe I was
probably a lot of the IW guys are on my server.
Maybe I was streaming once and somebody mentioned it.
When was the last time you streamed Shaolin?
Or no, because I just talk about zombies in general.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Very, very rarely I stream.
I think the last 5 streams have been like Vanguard and MWC.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I didn't know that. Boss fight sucks. It's like it's a gimmicky mini game thing. You attack the boss for maybe a fourth of the boss fight, and it's just doing random things that don't connect at all. Easter egg sucks. The chi abilities, I think the chi abilities are cool. The katana and the nunchucks are like some of the coolest wonder weapons. They're just like fun concepts that immediately fit the style of the game. Ninjas are terrible. There is a very prominent, dominant strategy the game wants you to play to make it fun, which is basically just using the nunchucks and or katana, plus the chi abilities.
But then those become 2-hit kills after a while, and then you just don't play the game anymore.
Yeah, so it's like when you play with that dominant strategy, the map still becomes fun from rounds 20. It extends now to 40. Once you get to 34. That's when the nunchucks start two-shotting. Once you get to 34, that's about as fun as the game gets, and then it just dies.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yep, and those ninjas...
The thing is, you can fix that map with one little change.
Yes.
In the special... Just take the ninjas from the special rounds and put them in the main map instead. Because they're different. If the ninjas in the special rounds don't have an increased health multiplier.
Oh, really?
And they drop from like a single headshot.
I didn't know that. In the special rounds, they were unique like that. Huh.
I think they're... Wait, no, they're not like that on Beast. Maybe they are. But I know in Shaolin, or maybe I've just gaslit myself for years, but I could have sworn when I played, last year, that if you can hit them with like 1 or 2 well-placed headshots, they drop instantly.
On the special rounds. That's cool. I didn't know that.
So if you do that, then they instantly become a reflex trainer instead of just this mess. Because the normal ones have a health multiplier.
Which is so stupid.
I don't know why.
They do not need to have that. They should be like the same health from the first time you see them.
And it would give you more incentive to try out the new perk in the map.
Yes,
They
Dead Eye Do
follow
drops, which
into
is a
the
great
head.
great perk, great idea. That perk that might be the best perk in all of zombies right there. Dead Eye Do
Whoa.
drops. That's a bold claim.
Spicy.
But let's see. It comes with no recoil, ADS to the head, and a damage increase just by holding that left trigger.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful for 1,500 points.
Let me raise you one negative though. You have no recoil.
Yeah,
I know that sounds-
you're
no,
weird. I know you do that for video purposes. That's really weird.
Yeah. Like,
I-
it doesn't look good.
I think
alright?
it looks better when you don't, because I can actually like aim and hit zombies better with this really cool aimbot type like firing mode.
But there's no like.
And then if I run it with like stamina up, I then get gung ho. So I'm always running and hitting zombies on the move, which looks great for shots when you're running through buildings.
Yeah, it does, but it looks cooler when you have the gun shake.
No,
going
it
around
doesn't.
and all-
No, you're
Yes,
the
it
only
does.
person that thinks that.
Well, maybe it's because I play without the HUD and it just lets you get more immersed in it.
Maybe. Yeah, I play on console. I gotta deal with that HUD. But in Spaceland and Rave, I was going for footage and I kept thinking to myself, I cannot wait to get to Shaolin and have Dead Eye Do drops after this. There's a clip of me in my Spaceland Rave review. I'm using the dual-wield augers without Deadshot. Those shots look messy as hell because the augers
You're
are just
messy as
they're
hell.
just but I'm just holding the trigger. They're just constantly going into my face and they're not hitting
there's
anything.
A little skill for first-person shooters called recoil control, right?
How do you what like aiming myself up and down to make sure it doesn't like go up too far? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, pulling down on the stick a little bit.
Yeah, I do that, and then I'm not dealing with
Apparently
that. Okay. Okay.
It's such a simple thing. The gun kicks a little, you pull down a little.
I hate it. I despise it. Anyways, have you ever done the like when was the last time you did the Shaolin egg?
I want to say I did it like sometime last summer with a friend.
Okay, cool.
Because I think
yeah.
we were trying to help someone else get director's cut.
Oh, nice, yeah. When was the last time you played the eggs without director's cut or without God mode or anything?
Okay, well, I can't play them in God mode on PC because I think I'm not sure, but I think the way VAC works is you can use those trainers in solo matches, but because solo doesn't run VAC, I think.
Yeah.
And the moment you go into co-op, though, you can get VAC banned. So that's why if I'm playing co-op, I can't use. I can still use my no HUD thing because it's literally just press caps lock on my keyboard and it turns it off.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't use an external thing because VAC's running. So yeah, the last time I did it without God mode was the last time I did it in co-op.
Ooh. And this is not me trying to flex at all. I would just like, if you want to like get an even better idea of how much these eggs suck, cannot recommend enough. Do any of these eggs without director's cut and in the solo. It changes your perspective greatly on these main quests.
I've done them without it before, and I do them all at least once without cheats or anything, so I can get that full experience. Because if I go through the whole map's Easter egg with God mode on, then like what the hell am I learning here? What am I?
Yeah, no,
critiquing?
true. Yeah, fair.
But once I know what I'm doing, I just turn on God mode or whatever, so that I waste less time getting footage.
Yeah, no, true.
Because if I go down, then I have to get that momentum built back up again.
For me, it's like, I know with my video style, it really helps me get into the mood of my footage and like immersing myself that way. Because I did, for the Rave review, I went into Alpha Omega with a no HUD God mode thing. And
right? It's great, isn't it?
Believe it or not, it actually made me less immersed in it.
Really?
For me, it's like that constant build-up of playing a map, even if it's getting the footage. It was the one time I did because I needed to save time. I had like an hour and it was saving me a bunch of time. But it's always more satisfying to me to do it legitimately without God mode. But it is so much easier. And it saves me so much time. Because that's probably where most of my time goes, is just doing the maps the way they're intended to be played. But doing that ad nauseum, like for the attack review, I've had to replay the attack egg 10 times for this review. Like to the point where it's not difficult. It's just tedious.
Yeah, you're just wasting a bunch of time.
I'm wasting my time, and I'm just hoping that I get the right box weapon for the boss fight.
Oof, that's rough, bro.
But it would save me so much time if I went into boss fight mode, or if I did it with director's cut, or if I did it with the God mode trainer, because I just do it normally without director's cut. because I find that that's like really like important to me as a video maker to show like what would a normal player be playing this have to experience, and that really gets me into like the video making process.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of I guess I'm kind of the opposite. I go in, maybe it's a flawed way of looking at it, but I go into it thinking most people, if they're looking like for a map review, at least like they've played it once or they've seen somebody else play it legitimately.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So I like, how can I make this experience look unique?
Yes, and
why
that,
I like,
and that's what really
helps
your style. I think it looks great that way. Absolutely. Because with me, my experience style is, even if they played this game, they can see that I understand it from their level as well. Because for so many people, it's probably one of the biggest things that some people don't like about zombies YouTubers is it's stuff like pay to win, it's stuff like gobblegums, it's stuff like, it's how do you get around certain mechanics by just being a YouTuber that you can just constantly just have the advantage of buying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's such an important aspect of my videos, is always trying to make it feel natural. Like what could any player replicate in my footage?
That's fair.
And again, I think that's it's two different philosophies though. It's a great way to look at making videos in this type of game mode. And it's what makes the process so much fun. It's how many different ways you can look at the problem.
Yeah. I think I try to make up for that with the more casual nature of my voiceovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember I used to be very cold and stiff when doing voiceover stuff. I like to think I come off a bit more naturalistic at this point. I know I could probably still improve in many areas, but
I think you've hit a really good point.
I think somebody on I was Twitter or YouTube, somebody said it's listening to you talk about your videos, Sean, is kind of like the equivalent of listening to a friend just info dump for an hour.
Anyways, we're getting off track. Give me a rating on Shaolin.
Oh, I think a 5 out of 10 is fair.
That's about where I put
It has some really high highs with like the soundtrack, the visuals.
The visuals are amazing.
Just the general style of the map in general.
To me, it's
the
like
personality it has.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy that's in the same game as like the IW campaign and multiplayer.
Yeah.
With how many unique assets they made for that one map. It's like 9. Mm-hmm. It's so like visually distinct. Whereas like Raven Spaceland, you can like in a Beast, you can pull away like, oh, this is from this map. This is an asset from this map. This is lighting from this map. Whereas Shaolin's kind of its own thing, and I really like that about it. And then an attack is its own thing in a unique way.
And its highest highs, it's really good, but its lowest lows, it's unplayable.
Yes, at the end of my attack review, I compared the two experiences. I think they both level out the same. Whereas Shaolin is a radical swing of highs and lows, whereas attack is a consistency of just kind of okay to bad.
Yeah. That's literally my exact thoughts on attack as well.
Yes.
It's kind of inoffensive. It's not bad.
The most inoffensive thing it does is the visuals and Easter egg. But it's not a bad map, especially when you play it.
No. Some of the map design is a little bit awkward with some of the invisible walls and how inorganically some things are placed, but it's not a bad map to play at all. It's not really remarkable, which is why I think I would prefer a map like Shaolin over Attack.
100%. There's a YouTuber's name
Shaolin has some truly remarkable things in it
that make it memorable and you want to come back to.
But every time I think of Attack, I can't think of anything besides the black and white visuals at the very start of the match with the muffled sound. That's really cool. I love that. And, but I can't think of anything I genuinely really, really like about it as a standout. And the only things I do are things that, I kind of only... I do love him, but I do it in a jokey manner, like how Krogzilla is just awesome. Yeah,
I'd love him. I think he's the best part of the map, easily.
He's so silly. I love him.
He is. Like they pulled off that aspect of the 50s really well. But
visually, it pulls off the style it's going for expertly.
Very well. What was I gonna say? Shaolin Attack. I was gonna say something about one of those maps. I remember it.
Sorry.
Anyways, no, you're good. Shaolin
stormed over you.
Yeah, you're good. In my original review, I gave it a 6 without the ninjas. I gave it a 4 with the ninjas. Nowadays, I think Shaolin's a 6 map. It's fine. It's a great map, fun to play. Until the ninjas spawn in, then it's ruined.
Yeah.
Not a map in Zombies history that could replicate that failure. Besides, maybe Beast in the boss fight. But that's in the boss fight, not the main level play. Okay. Attack of the Radioactive Thing. Thoughts?
Oh, I think you can just take what we've been saying for the past couple minutes and put it in front of this. Since we were kind of talking out of order there.
No, it's okay. I'm just putting that. I'm prefacing it so I can just put it behind.
I'm prefacing it.
Prefacing it.
Yeah, I have no business talking about lisps or anything. I do it all the time.
No, talk about shitface.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so as we talked about earlier, Attack of the America thing. Oh, I remember now, real quick. So there's a YouTuber's name is Jellopocalypse, and he made a bunch of videos. One of his videos was ranking Scooby-Doo movies, and he has a tier list. It goes from -10 to 10, and he always put it best as any ranking that goes below 0 is better than a rating at 0. Something that's bad is better than something that's boring. And that's always stuck with me. And that's like fair. The difference between Shaolin and Attack.
Doesn't mean it's worse than a 0 out of 10. Instead, it's measuring the ironic enjoyment, like how fun it is to rip on a bad movie with your friends, because sometimes a bad movie is better than a boring movie, just because you can make fun of it. So without any further ado, here is every Disney...
Yeah.
Shaolin probably has deeper bads, which makes it more interesting, whereas Attack just has mediocre lows, and that's not as interesting.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, the boss fight and the Easter egg are remarkably terrible.
Yes!
Like, those are some low-ass lows.
Yeah, they are. Like, it's hard to ignore that.
But I'm not much of an Easter egg player, so I kind of just ignore it.
Mm-hmm. The chemistry shot, just the whole setup.
When I play zombies, I play zombies to play fucking zombies.
Uh-huh.
Not a puzzle game.
Ooh, I love puzzle games!
I know that's kind of a closed-minded way to view it. It's like, oh, why don't you play the whole map? Because parts of the map suck, and I don't like them.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And like, there's nothing wrong with
the map. I haven't played Dead of the Night in a long time because I know I'm gonna have to go through that
whole process
setup.
For me, there's one map.
I'm gonna have to play for like 6 hours to get the Alistair's Annihilator, and it's just like I don't feel like going through that. I know I would have fun when I get to that point, but it's just so much.
That's how one of my buddies feels, Hooded. He's like, setting up is awful. Once you get set up, it's great.
Yeah.
But it's that whole process.
It's like Zetsubo if it was good.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Like, once you get all set up in Zetsubo, you're still not having fun.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy when people still call that, like, anything above a B tier.
Yeah, I remember back in 2016 or whatever, Dalek said that Zetsubo was like the worst map we've gotten since Transit, and I thought he was insane at the moment. Blood was spitting.
I don't think it's the worst map since Transit. I just don't think it's like...
It is
for me, it's lower, like, C tier, high D tier, but that's not, like... It's not on the same level as, like, Beasts from Beyond or Transit.
For me, it has the unremarkable problem, though. It's just boring.
Yes, and boring can absolutely be worse than bad.
Way worse than bad.
Yeah.
Because if you have something that's just insanely terrible, like Beasts from Beyond's gameplay loop, at least you can just kind of sit there with your... doing the Macaulay Culkin gasping face, just like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, I just think of AVGN. I think I quote AVGN like 3 times, just going, "What were they thinking?" in my scripts, not saying it like him, but just quoting that idea, because it just makes you wonder, what were they thinking? But have you ever built the traps and the buildables in Attack?
I have.
Did you know they have no effect on the Krogs?
I did.
Yes, it's a very interesting fact that I actually really like about the map.
I really like that, I don't remember the names of them. I like the ground pound one.
Oh, the Krog Brute?
No, the trap where you
the seismic wave device.
The seismic thing, yeah. That thing is super cool. I love that.
Have you ever used the death ray where you can just constantly pick it up and put it down? As long as the beam touches the zombie, it counts as an insta-kill.
I don't... I swear I have at some point, but not recently. No.
Yeah. The
only one I've recently
boombox
used
is cool.
Is that seismic one.
Yeah, seismic one, because you also need it for the Easter egg too. So.
Yeah, I think that's why I used it.
Yeah, that's the one why I ever used it. But then I built the other ones. There's a turned device, which is really good. Like it's scary. Like it basically can turn up to like 10 zombies over the course of like a minute, and those zombies go to town.
Hell yeah.
On anything that's not like Krog, essentially. But I think it's cool. Cool immunities. It gives it makes you think properly about how you're going to use each of the traps against the cryptids. That's awesome.
The cryptids?
Krogs. Oh my god. So sorry.
No, it's fine. They make
They are cryptids, basically. They make cryptid they have cryptid resistance icons, they have a weakness on their back.
Yeah, but the actual cryptids don't have the armor icon in Beast.
Yeah, I know, but I don't get that. Why don't they have that?
It's so silly because the armor still functions in Beast.
Yes.
They just didn't put the icon on.
There's no
for some
icon, but
reason.
like that's the most important part.
It's so silly. I can't really get mad at it because, as a Extinction appreciator, to put it lightly, I know where to shoot these things. Whereas a casual player first booting up the match, is going to get just completely eviscerated during those early rounds, as we all did.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that's what gets the issue with wasting all the ammo. I didn't know that you were supposed to do that because I hadn't played Extinction when I first played Beast.
Maybe that's why I like those opening rounds so much, because I really, really loved Extinction.
I fell in love with Extinction after I made that original IW review. It was maybe a year after. I'd gotten it with a buddy, and we played the hell out of it.
It's so good, right?
It's such a good game mode. It's not even funny. It is outstanding how good Extinction is.
Even its worst map, Point of Contact, is just, it's all right.
It's all right. It's not bad.
There's no bad map in Extinction.
No, everything after Point of Contact is a banger.
Yeah, not even the best of the best Zombies games can say we don't have a single bad map.
No,
because
yeah.
BO3, as great as it is, it has Zetsubo, which is a low point.
BO4 just has Blood of the Dead and Alpha Omega. No other map that starts with the word Voyage.
Yeah. I mean, Voyage is better than both of those maps.
It is, but people will make you think it's not.
I get it.
Kitten, Daddy's about to get angry.
Daddy's about to get angry.
Okay, that we're definitely leaving in the video.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's your line. Okay.
What? I guess we haven't talked about this yet. What do you think of the celebrity characters in each of the maps? Do you think that adds to the experience?
I do, at least in the first two maps. I don't think Pam Grier adds too much, which is a shame because it's Pam fucking Grier.
Mm-hmm.
Elvira is, I like Cassandra's performance. She's slips right back into the role effortlessly, like she hasn't missed a day.
No, she's probably the best one in my opinion out of all of them. She does a great job.
But the stuff they give her is
the material is awful. I didn't use that word in my script. The material that they give her is awful. I have a clip in my video where it's just her saying like it's 4 different quotes and they each end with her saying Little Willie.
It's like,
and there's like 20 more quotes that basically talk like that.
Yeah, it's. Oh boy,
it's
like,
awful.
I get it. I get what you're going for, but Jesus.
Yeah.
The material is bad. She doesn't really do.
She doesn't do anything, which is such a shame because it's such a perfect concept. She opens pack. She then alerts you when there's special rounds. Sometimes she'll say she'll do the first couple of round quotes. She'll announce power ups. That's all she does.
Yeah.
Like giving her the Medusa Ancient Evil role, but just making her kind of like fourth wall breaking would have been perfect.
But like when Kevin Smith being a big part of the map.
Oh my god, no! I hate Kevin Smith implementation. I think that's such.
Oh really?
I don't think he does anything. He's barely in the map. He's all of a sudden the slasher, and the slasher is its own enemy anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Like I don't get Kevin Smith vibes from the slasher and super slasher. I just see the slasher. I don't see Kevin Smith.
I think that was supposed to be an intentional misdirect.
Oh, it was, and I think it sucks. Because like I don't really feel like I identify with Kevin Smith in the slightest. Whereas Hoff, I identify with him in his stand. With Pam Grier, she's at least talking to you throughout the Easter egg. Elvira is very active in her map, even if she has very bad material.
I guess I was talking more about the way he's implemented into the backstory and the lore.
Oh, you're right, the radios. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. He probably has the best out of all 4 of them.
Yeah, sorry, I probably should have been more clear about that. Because in the actual map, he doesn't do too much.
Yeah, but no, in his backstory, he actually has he has actual lore, radios. None of the other ones even get that lucky.
Shame too.
Did you know that they're called the original 4 by Willard?
Yeah.
Which I think is just like that's such a dumb term. Because it feels like they're like, wait a second, guys, we have our own original 4.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You ain't Ultimus.
So that's the song I don't like about it.
You ain't even Shangri-La Ultimus, all right?
That's the thing I hate about the storytelling. Well, because we can go into Attack because at the end of Attack, they have special radios that you can listen to by Willard in his diary. It's kind of like the Shadow Man, Blood of the Dead radios.
Yep.
There are special quotes for reading the Easter egg. And in those quotes, they try and tie together each of the 4 maps that come from Spaceland to Attack. They try and tie in each of the maps, how each of the celebrities and the scenarios have taught our characters different skills, and how it's important to like their character building, and it's how it's going to get them out of the films. I don't think any of that connects in the slightest to the gameplay or the story presented.
No.
It's like, it's so much it's so much telling and not showing, and it's probably one of the biggest issues with the story. Up until the reveal in Beast, there is steps along the way that slowly tell you about this story and narrative before the reveal in Beast, which I can give it some credit for. But none of it is a connective tissue to tell a complete story, to tell a proper story, tell an engaging story. And I don't think it's pulled off with any finesse, because as we talked about in the beginning, it's like 2 different tonal shifts. You've got a wonderful, fun, goofy, multi-story world where an insane filmmaker is trying to kidnap people and kill them in his movies. That's your story. That's a great idea for a story. Very simple,
it's fun,
easy narrative.
silly.
You have so many different ideas and options of what you can do, and then the ending is literally written for you. Our characters escape, they throw them in the film. The end. Congratulations, you have made a simple storyline that may not connect with many people, but it's fun, serves its purpose. What IW tries to go for is a simple story on the surface, a more complex story underneath. And what doesn't work is the way the 2 tones clash and how it's never actually represented in the maps. I brought up in my attack review that you can't just have Willard out of nowhere talk about how he's being possessed by a demon. That needs to be shown to us in a cutscene. That needs to be shown to us in a map. If you want to show that Willard is a conflicted being who is being taken over by a demon, have a scene where in an intro cutscene in Shaolin, you see him reach out for his own humanity, and he does something to the film that saves our characters in it. That then makes us question his dubious nature. But if you have nothing besides like radios and hidden intel that explains that story to you, it's never presented in the slightest.
Well, I think the reason they did that is because he didn't want to tip off Mephistopheles that something that he was trying to work against him all this time.
Yes, and that's absolutely fair.
That's why he's so comically evil. Like, the rave will finish them once and for all, and he's just crossing his fingers. Like, I hope they get through
that because it like
no, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, devil's advocate. Like that's what they're trying to do. It makes sense.
I get what they're doing. It just doesn't work super well.
Playing along and hoping someone makes it out to free him.
Yeah, and it does work in the way that you can look back and be like, oh, okay, all right, I see what he was doing. But it's, on the other hand, it feels kind of out of, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, because they do mention Mephistopheles, I believe, in Shaolin, right? Mm-hmm. And like one of the clock things.
Yeah, he says like the truth is hard to accept than the lie or something like that. Or no, it's like the lie is hard to accept, something like that. He brings it up very briefly.
Meth once or twice.
In Attack, he's mentioned in the diaries after the Easter egg, and then you have the reveal at the end of Beast.
It's like they wanted to, like they had an idea to build it up more naturally, but something just went wrong, or they miscalculated and it just didn't end up working out.
Or maybe they thought that like
happens all the fucking time in zombies.
Yeah, or maybe like they thought that by going the BO3 approach, people would get engaged that way.
That's exactly what they did.
And then that's what happens, and that's the tonal shift, which is like, it didn't work because not only was there not a fan base behind it that wanted to get engaged with it, like the same issues that happened with Chaos, it's hard to get people to do that for a new story, because you have no established fan base to build off your mystery.
I think that's the biggest problem with IW, where its second half is...
Yes, it's playing catch-up.
They betrayed their fan base they had built up with those first 2 maps. Mm-hmm. Like, the people who like those 2 maps, for the most part, are people that probably aren't too big on like the Blundell maps, where they're a bit more complicated.
Yeah, like they're simple, they're fun. There's power switches, and then you just play around with fun things. Yep. You throw coins in machines to get into powers.
They decided, fuck those loyal people we've built up. Okay, maybe that's a bit aggressive. Instead of catering to those people they already had, they tried to win back people that they lost with Spaceland and Rave.
Yes, which made no sense.
You get experiences that I wouldn't say they're for no one, because some people clearly like those maps, but they're way less focused, they're less confident in their own vision, And they're just, again, like you said, they're just playing catch up, which that's what makes those first two maps so good. They're doing their own thing.
Yes. And it feels like it's their identity.
It's
Whereas,
like if halfway through Extinction, they decided, hey, let's just have a round base mode halfway through.
yeah.
Like, no, the Extinction fans you have are the one, like, they're here for the linear, it has an ending, defend these generators or drills or whatever, scavenge a little bit. They're here for that.
Like it plays out like a
round-based
campaign
mode.
mission that's an open space, and then you go through it, and then you beat it. Like
You fight some silly little goobers.
you either beat it or you don't, and pretty much anyone can experience its ending because it's just takes a little bit of teamwork and skill. It's not an Easter egg. It's made for pretty much everyone. It's fun.
It does have a learning curve, though.
It has a very high learning curve, but when you learn it, or like even if you're playing with
Especially, like,
if you're playing with
the-
buddies, like and they know it, you can learn well from other people.
Like, those last two hives in Nightfall are a nightmare.
Yes.
Or when you have a mammoth spawn on you in Exodus when you're doing a generator.
Don't even get me. Yeah, like they spawn like in the middle building. Oh my god.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, and then you also have the ancestor. I was called a disciple. The ancestor shows up, and you're like,
Disciples.
no. Yeah. I hope they do that one day.
Mainly because they're, like 10 feet tall and they can step on me. That'd be cool. Why am I giving people more fire?
No, please, Johnny. No, say that again. Say that again
funny,
for
who
the
cares?
camera.
Okay, yeah, hold on. Let me. Yes, the big cool ancestors in Exodus. They could step on my chest and I would thank them.
Thank you, John. But
No problem, man.
yeah, but I'd love to see an enemy like that in Zombies again. Just like a boss enemy that roams around a bit, very difficult to defeat, high damage, high health. You defeat it, you get extra bonuses. That's cool.
Yep. Because you got an extra skill point for every ancestor
Yes,
you killed.
so you're always rewarded with killing them, and you pretty much get your max wallet back too from killing them. So you're incentivized to use all your stuff.
And you can technically complete a generator without killing an ancestor.
Yeah, you just
It's
need
just
to
tough.
you just need to defend it properly, and like
Take a couple hits.
take the hits by body tanking them. Yeah,
That's what I do with like mangler shots when I'm trying to do escorts in MWZ.
oh nice, yeah, smart.
Or if you want to get a mega bomb off your friend Helm that decided to pick a fight with it because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Then you just tank a couple hits from the mega bomb and it'll path to you.
Yeah, which is really cool.
I need to write that down. Oh no, I have that actually. Yeah, I just haven't recorded that section yet. Okay, never mind.
Nice. Whatchamacallit? I was gonna say something else, but anyways, back to IW.
Yes.
Very confusing game. Very, very, very tonally inconsistent. Has a bit of an identity crisis halfway through. But how does it bring it all together in Director's Cut mode? So, for those of you at home who do not know, for some reason you're watching this and you don't know, Director's Cut is unlocked after beating every single IW Easter egg. You go through Spaceland, Rave, Shaolin Attack, and Beast from Beyond. You unlock the ability to unlock Director's Cut mode. You get 25,000 points, all 10 perks, Pack-a-Punch is always available, and Double Pap's available. All weapons in the box are Pack-a-Punched, and when you go down, you get your perks back. Very fun mode, made to be jump in and play, do whatever you want, and you get rewards for beating the Easter eggs again with it, and you can fight a super boss fight called Mephistopheles, who's a lot of fun. And then after you beat that, you unlock Willard Wyler and Spaceland in Director's Cut, and you can do an Easter egg for an additional ending cutscene. Ton of bonuses, ton of great things to add to the end of the maps. What do you think of it, John?
I think it's great.
Yeah. Director's Cut is always something I've kind of gone up and down with. When I first started with Zombies and I first unlocked it, I hated it. I thought it was like, this is baby mode. In my head, I was like, why would anyone want to do this? And my reasoning was, if you use Director's Cut, then you're admitting it's a bad game by cheating your way through stuff. And I realized, I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah,
that doesn't
is
make any
stupid.
sense.
Holy shit.
And then I actually grew up a bit, reevaluated some things, and then properly understood, hold on, this just makes the game more fun.
You can just play the game however you want. It's fine.
Yeah. Game doesn't change with or without it.
I mean,
if
I'm
anything,
still gonna make fun of meta slaves, but like every time you see a video on Cold War on YouTube, it's like, oh, they start with the Gallo. Oh yeah, they are. Look at that.
I wonder who that guy is. That guy's funny.
There's a lot of them.
Buddy, I'm one of those people.
I know. You're also a dead shot left trigger spammer until I shamed it
I
out of you.
have stopped that. It has gone fully away.
Good. It looks so bad.
And I'm so happy. Like now, my most
genuinely a part of the
does.
reason why I stopped watching zombies content, because
so many people do it.
It looks so bad.
Oh my! Like once I realized it, I like almost like I'm so happy. I still like my World War II review, but the gameplay. If you're not watching it as a podcast, the gameplay looks awful.
Well, I'm gonna get stuck talking about videos again, but that's a very, very important part. Like they can work as podcasts. Make sure the visuals are good too, because not everyone's gonna be listening to it as a podcast.
Yes, some people will just watch it as muted with videos.
With that,
yeah.
Because I'm once I finish my MWZ video, I'm gonna like get all the UI elements I put together, put them in like one big Photoshop document, just so I can, lay them all out in front of me and see all the stupid shit I made for it.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. And that's why like I've been trying so much harder to get my. That's why I focus so much on gameplay, making it look nice, doing it in game, doing it with like properly the way most players would play it. That's why it's important to me, because I don't have as many fancy graphics to do. So to me, if I'm going to be showing you something in the map, it needs to look good.
Yeah.
Director's cut. When was the last time you've beaten Mephistopheles?
I have beaten him exactly one time. Mm-hmm. And it was last year.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Did you do it with buddies?
No, I did solo.
Oh, nice. Cool.
It is a tough fucking fight.
It is. It's insane.
It beat my ass into the dirt for years. But even when it did, I still thought, this is pretty great.
It's the only boss fight I have footage of that I'm still spamming left trigger at the end of it, because I'm so, like, nerve-stricken.
No, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
He throws everything at you, and it does become a little unfair, but...
Yeah. Especially if you're not playing with, like...
It is the one part of the fight that isn't good.
Everything else is immaculate, though.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It's like, they properly understand you don't need to have 8 billion zombies swarming you. And
just
you
have
can
a couple in there for flavor.
A couple in their flavor. They might down you if they're lucky. Usually Mephistopheles does more than enough.
Yeah, he kills more of them than you do.
Yeah, it's insane that like they understand that, and then the boss fight right before it is the cryptids.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I don't like.
It's almost comical.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like though. It's after the cryptids. You have to do the entirety of the cryptid fight to get to it, for an attempt at it. And then you have to, there's no wall of weapons. You have to play by the RNG of the magic wheel if you're not set up for it.
Oh, I just go in boss battles.
Oh, because going for the down list video on Mephistopheles, my strategy was I would use I would buy the EBR bomber and the VPR. That would usually get me through the beast boss fight.
Yep, because you can take out those mammoths in like a couple seconds.
Yeah, with the Fate and Fortune card, yeah. So that was the guarantee strategy to make it super quick. And then I would jump into the Mephistopheles room, and then I would have to just hope that I got the Venom X and the Mauler from the wheel.
Oh, you're not a Kendall user?
No, I'm Venom X user all the way. Venom X, it just has an extended, prolonged time.
That's true.
That kills extra zombies, so it just makes it easier on my part. I'm going to look down and fire it. And it's also really good against the cryptids, too.
Unless they're phantoms.
Oh, no, if you directly land on a phantom explosion.
Well, yeah, you have to, if the initial explosion hits them, it kills them, but the gas doesn't really do much of anything to them for some reason.
Yeah, that's when the Mauler comes back out. But that was my strategy for beating it downless, and it took me 15 hours of practice.
Oh my god.
It was like 12 hours of doing it in boss fight mode so that I could learn the boss fight perfectly. And then 3 hours of attempt of me beating the Beast from Beyond Cryptid, jumping into the Mephistopheles boss fight, pressing the record button, and then if I went down, I'd end the recording and try it again.
Okay, I say something that's probably going to piss you off?
No, go for it. Or yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for
it. So, you know how the people always say don't do boss battles because you can't get fully set up?
Yeah.
Kid named Trainer to give myself enough money to buy all the perks. There's no perk limit in boss battles. It's just how much money you have.
Hate you. I hate you. I hate you. It's okay. I'd be so like at that point. If I couldn't like, if I had to do it in boss mode, I would straight up just re-edit in. I would edit out the timer, put the round number back up there.
Yeah, good luck doing that.
It's almost like it's a move. It's transparent image.
Yeah, it's a transparent graphic. You can't change that.
Nope, and it's constantly moving. So
yeah, it's gonna take a long fucking time, buddy. And is it really worth it?
No. So that's why I decided to just do it in game. But God, would I have loved to have done boss fight? That made it easier too, going from boss fight mode to the actual thing, I had all 10 perks and access to Fate and Fortune cards. I wouldn't use Fate and Fortune cards in my boss fight mode runs. Because I didn't have enough
either, because I wanted to actually learn the fight.
Yes.
Not have cards carry me through.
Well, what cards carry you through? Let me think. Evade is pretty hard carry.
Evade is the big one.
Yeah, Evade is the hard carry in that. And then, what's the contact one? The one that kills them when they touch you, or they get close to you.
Scorching Skin? Wait, no, that's not it.
No, I'm losing the name of it. I should know this.
Yeah, IW guy. You've been playing it for 9 months.
I know. Let me check my own video. Explosive Touch. That was it.
Yeah, from Exo Zombies.
And I was so like, for some reason, hard pressed to not even use it. I'm watching my own footage right now. I would just constantly kill the special enemies while they spawned in, even though I had the card active.
Yeah, I'm fine with using the Fate ones or the free ones, right?
Yes, and the Fortune are the.
I would use the Fate ones. 'Cause I'm like, I can take these every game. They're not too impactful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what made it really bad about doing the Mephistopheles runs, was that if I did it enough, I'd run out of the cards and they would be even harder to do.
Like doing solo Greylorm.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah,
solo downless Greylorm, I'd add.
I say just play better, and you don't have to use those schematics. I say never beaten Greylorm solo. And after that Season 2 Reloaded update, I don't think I'm going to.
No, I need to try him out again, see how much they buffed him.
Oh, it's kind of nutty.
I mean, granted, the other option is you have the VR11 now. That's your counter.
I don't like using the VR11 against Greylorm. It trivializes the whole fight.
Neither do I, but it is a counter that like it trivializes it. So that's your advantage against him.
Yeah, and I don't like being a meta slave. It's not fun.
Grr, beating the game. Grr.
Like that's something I was focusing on really heavily for my Modern Warfare video is use a variety of guns.
Oh, especially in Modern Warfare 3 where there's like 50 billion weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Partially because I want to show people that you can just use kind of whatever you want if you're good. Mm-hmm. And also another one to be kind of a smug asshole to the people who say that you can only use like 1 or 2 guns and survive in high threat zone. No, you're just bad.
Yeah, no, you can use anything. They're all good.
They nerfed the decoy timer by 2 seconds. It's not solo friendly. Play better.
It's literally,
I didn't even use decoys until like January because I didn't know they were good.
I didn't know they were good either. I still don't.
Grenades.
I don't use them either. I just use explosive gas because I'm just so used to using it for Greylorm.
I use monkeys because I always need to have my camera in my pocket just in case.
Yeah.
Like I was in the middle of an HVT contract the other day, and the Mega Bomb just stopped moving, and I said to my friend, "Hey, stop shooting it! Stop shooting it! Stop shooting it!" And I pulled out my monkey and just filmed it for like a minute.
Nice. But yeah,
yeah, don't be a meta slave because that's why I wouldn't use those fortune cards because at that point it'll be more like something really strong like Evade carrying me through it than me actually getting good at it. Because Meph is well designed. Like all of his attacks have a very, very obvious tell.
Yeah, they all have tells. They'll have like animations and timers, and like they have sound cues and visual cues.
Even the fireball.
Yes, he goes.
Like the fireballs at you. Yep, it's
like he makes cues. Like he alerts you when something's going on. Whereas like compared to the Keeper, all you hear is the wind staff sound effect when it spawns in. That's it.
And then Blundello admitting that it was supposed to kill the player on the first time. Why would you admit that publicly?
Yeah.
Jason. I don't love you, but buddy, what are you doing?
Like all he had to do was just make it to like the first like 2 times he does it in the first 2 phases. It doesn't insta kill you, just does damage. Yeah. So like you know it's a threat. So it's an area of effect threat, and then like the last one just changed the color, and then just like have the
red or something.
Make it red, and then have the characters say like oh no, that's not good. Yeah, it looks like he's charging for something bigger this time. Like, just say that. And then it alerts you that it's more dangerous this time. It could down you. And then, for the long people who get down, now they know. And then it's like, oh my god. Hate it. Just make a good game.
No.
No. And then...
That's what Zombies devs have been saying since 2009. Because there are no good Zombies games.
No.
Got him.
Not a single one. They all suck. Every single game's bad.
See, you get it.
Like, your favorite game? Bad.
Yeah. My favorite game?
What is your favorite game at this point?
Oh.
I know it used to be. Was it World War II for the longest time?
It was World War II for a while.
What's it now?
At it's Modern Warfare 3 at the moment.
No way.
I love it. It's exactly what I've always wanted from zombies since I was a kid.
Wake up! You're a slave to the COD cycle. In a year, you're gonna say you actually hate it.
No.
Because
I've ever since I played like Knocked, and of course I got over the whole holy shit this is scary thing because it's like my first couple times playing.
Yeah.
I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we were on a big map and there were like hundreds of these things at once?
Yeah.
And I've been wanting that since like 2009, and I finally got it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fluid.
It's a lot of fun.
The huge caveat, when it's not bugged, because there's a lot of fucking bugs in this game.
My issue is the bugs are so tied to integral things. Like, just like the fact that like it's so common to crash on exfil, and you just usually lose your stuff. That's the biggest issue.
I've never had a crash on exfil, actually.
Or not exfil, but when you leave the game or the crashes, or like when you complete the exfil and the game crashes. Have you ever had that happen?
No,
that happened a few times.
More about like little annoying bugs. That
no, I've had
start to pile up.
My only bugs that I've had are the ones connected to exfilling and like extracting.
Huh. I've never had any of really.
And then losing my stuff when I respawn, like when I come back into the game because it crashed. Whatever. Anyways, last question. How do you feel Director's Cut? Like, do you feel that Director's Cut properly incentivizes players to recomplete each main quest and help others along the way?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Because it's such a big reward, and then you get those big XP bonuses for helping other people through it.
Yes.
If you care about it, XP, of course.
Yeah.
Some people still do. I don't know how. Maybe I'm old.
I think I'm like level like 237.
Nerd. I'm probably a higher level, but yeah, it's okay. I can call you a nerd. It's fine.
Awesome. The only game
glasses.
Ha ha ha. I don't wear glasses.
Oh.
I wear sunglasses. I don't wear glasses.
Oh.
And then I just wear like a.
Oh, no, I was thinking of
the
image of you in the store doing the nerd emoji thing.
Yes, those are nerd glasses. We just saw
that's a great image.
Such a great image. All right. What would you give Director's Cut out of 10? Like, as a mode, how would you rate it?
That's really, really hard to rate.
Okay. Would you say that it accomplishes what it set out to do?
Absolutely.
Then we'll leave it at that. I think so too.
All right. Because it's just like the only bit of new content there really is Mephistopheles.
Yeah.
And the Willard Wyler going through Spaceland. Which is something we already have. You just see it from a different perspective. So there's not too much new going on there.
Yeah.
But for what it's trying to do to, again, be a director's cut, like a movie.
Yeah.
It's great. It accomplishes exactly what it sets out to do. And I wish we got more stuff like it.
For me, it's like the biggest thing is I think it has like, it's one of the few rewards that makes that gives replay value to some of these maps, even if it's just an extra playthrough. Which is something that Zombies has always struggled with, trying to find that balance between quest lines and replayability.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it absolutely sets up what it tries to do. I think it's fun. It's great. I think it's great for so many types of players. You don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Oh yeah, because you can just toggle it on and off at the menu.
Yeah, you just turn it off. It's not like Cold War where it's permanent. You just turn it off.
No, you have to go back into Zoo.
Oh, I meant like you're right. I meant the normal upgrades though in general.
Yeah, like that.
Or like once you unlock them, that's just your new way of playing.
Yeah, the way Cold War did it is really clunky. At least you can turn it off, but the actual... Let's let me press a button on the menu after that Easter egg.
Yeah. Red weapon, purple weapon. Like, I don't want to go to Zoo every single time.
Yeah, because Zoo sucks.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa. We're going to back up a little bit there.
I know. Coldest take ever. If I get a round 1 Zoo escort, I just restart the game.
For me, it's if I get if I just get escort on any map. Like if I get HVT on the first map, we're balling. If I get HVT not on the first map, we are not balling.
Huh?
On Outbreak, I cannot stand most of the main contracts in Outbreak at this point. They all just take forever, especially after like how MWZ does it.
Oh yeah, we can get them done in like 4 seconds.
Yeah, and they're also not integral to if you fail them, the game just kills you.
Yeah, well, MWZ is a good, I think, a refinement of a lot of things.
And that's the thing, it's a refinement, yeah. I'm really happy to see them constantly evolve it and take things further.
I know people say it's just DMZ with zombies.
No, that's
I mean,
not true in the slightest.
So,
Or
no,
not
I
in
was
the
gonna say it
slightest,
is, but
it's what it takes
I
from
like
its each different.
DMZ.
It's okay because I've never played DMZ. What I think it takes away from each of its DNAs, I think it does really well.
like I'm the biggest hater. Okay, not the biggest, because some people are fucking psychotic with their hatred of these games. I am one of the stronger modern COD multiplayer haters. I don't think they're, aside from World War II and AW, we haven't had a good one since Black Ops 2.
Wow.
Black Ops 3, 4, IW, what else was there? Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2, all terrible.
Mm-hmm.
At least I thought so. I know people will be like, BO3 is good. Okay.
No.
Enjoy your clunky, awful shooting in a first-person shooter. But, like, DMZ was pretty fun. Until Sweat Lords ruined it.
My biggest issue with DMZ,
All the time.
also I just realized real quick, they haven't implemented that PvP zombies mode into the MW3 yet.
Oh no!
I know, oh no, but like I'm just surprised it didn't happen.
I mean, I ain't complaining.
No, neither am I. Just funny.
It's literally like when they make a new warlord. It's like you're literally just wasting time.
I know. I don't know why this is. I mean, like maybe just it must be easy to do. That's it. I can't imagine why else they
warlords
do
have
it.
to be easier than doing like new contracts or new zombie types.
Yeah, so it has to be
'Cause
like.
Yeah, you just kit bash like a multiplayer operator and then just spawn 1,000 goddamn shock troopers around the perimeter, which is what they did for the new one. And
Oh
it
really?
sucks.
Oh god.
Oh my god, Karis is terrible.
I would honestly, if I didn't have the stuff that I had now, I would just be so annoyed. Cause like nowadays, I can just throw Aether Blades from a distance and just wait for that to do all the work.
You're cringe.
I know, but it's so much. I don't feel like dealing with them. It's so much easier. Or what else can I go in with? I can go in with the RGL.
Scorcher and shoot them through walls.
You can do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a way you can kill Legacy.
Oh, cool.
Just
yeah. Just shoot
open
him
his
through
door with a card to spawn him, and then just shoot him through the wall of the Scorcher. You're done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Can't do that with Dokubi though, because she'll fly away on
She'll
her
fly
big
away.
iconic,
Yeah.
which is so fucking funny.
I've
to
never
watch.
fought any of the other warlords yet. I've only fought Legacy. Whenever
We'll
I
have
like
to
went
that
around to
together
do it,
sometime.
I just thought to
I'll have to
myself,
bring you through this bullshit.
nah. My biggest issue is they don't last very long. They're not really like full on contracts. Like I think Legacy works because it's like it's an onslaught, it's a battle. Especially if you don't cheese it, you kind of have to like work your way through the building.
Yeah, like it actually has systems in place to dissuade you from using the dominant strategy with the trophy system.
Yes, that trophy system is really strong, and there's like multiple different shock charges and like turrets in there. So you can't just
thing is
peek
that
through the window. You can't use grenades.
The what are they? Trophy systems don't have the 3 projectile limit of the multiplayer ones. They can block an unlimited amount of grenades.
I didn't even know trophy systems had a limit.
Well, you're not a multiplayer guy.
Yeah, true.
I think it's 2 or 3 in multiplayer games.
Yeah, but I guess the one Legacy has is just infinite.
Infinite. Yeah, I tested it out. Like I killed everything else that was around because I just cheesed Legacy with a Scorcher because I really wanted to test the trophies. I killed everything else and then just shot my RGL at a trophy system.
It
for
just
like a
it just
minute.
wouldn't stop.
It wouldn't stop.
It keeps going.
It's good, I think.
Nom.
Because you don't want the dominant strategy to always be what you do.
Yeah, which is like really creative way to to work around
Like
that.
it's not good. It's not a good fight, but it's better.
It's probably it looks like the best one to me. And then it's
is
also
the best
annoying.
one.
There's like the guys that just run up to you constantly.
Oh, I love the recon guys. It's so funny.
The recon guys, like they just constantly come out of nowhere. You're trying to take down. You have to like rhythmically like work your way through the room, while also
and
like
then
dealing with the
Diet
recon
Cloakers
guys.
come in.
Yeah, love those guys.
Go to the form and cry like the little bitch you are.
All right.
Real dialogue. Not in Modern Warfare, but in Payday.
Yeah. All right, John. What are your overall thoughts on IW Zombies? Give me a rating. If you could think of a number to rate this game.
Probably 6.
That's where I was thinking too, a 6.
And weirdly enough, as much as I don't like that original review I made, my thoughts overall are kind of in the same place. It's just delivering them in a better way.
Yeah.
Like those first 2 maps are good, And then, like you said, the game has an identity crisis halfway through. And then they get their budget slashed to ribbons in DLC 4.
Which was not helping anyone.
No. They lost a lot of their team. They had to move on to other projects. It was unpleasant.
Yep.
And of course, rub salt in the wound ends on a cliffhanger that we will never see continued. Like so many of these goddamn
Classic.
games.
Can you imagine?
Like 5 times.
Yeah, it's Extinction, IW, World War II, BO4, Chaos. And then we're up to now with Cold War.
But that's gonna get continued.
It's gonna get continued, but until it is, it's technically still a cliffhanger.
Yeah. We can all theorize as much as we want. Like, oh, what's Peck gonna do in the ocean? Oh.
Peck just goes for a big swim, sucks up the ocean. He says, I was a little thirsty.
Yeah, he drinks the ocean.
He says thirsty, and then they find a Dark Ether rocket at the bottom of the
They find
ocean.
Cortifex down there.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. His
Yeah, he's chilling.
quarter cheeks are hanging out, and they go, what's up? And then Peck becomes the Archon.
His Cortifussy is hanging out down there.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Infinite Warfare
Yay.
Zombies. What a game. Stick around and stay tuned for the upcoming final review of Beast from Beyond coming to this channel soon. And John, any projects people should be looking forward to from you?
Oh, it depends on when you put this out. When do you think you're having this out by?
Probably within, like, after the attack video, and then... Or whenever I get done editing the attack video, and then it'll be this.
I meant like a time frame, like weeks, a month. What are we
Within
thinking?
a couple of weeks.
Okay, so I might I think I'm actually gonna have my Modern Warfare video done by then. So
Okay.
unless I completely go back on the idea of not making a Signalis video, then nothing to look forward to until 2024 Zombies.
Okay, cool. Well, ladies and
taking
gentlemen,
some time off after 2 of my projects completely fell through because my standards and all that were just too fucking high for myself.
awesome!
Bit off more than I can chew, you know? It
Yeah,
happens.
I gotcha. I'm currently in the process of biting off more than I can chew. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, why don't you check out my other reviews of Spaceland, Brave in the Redwoods, Shaolin, Attack of the Radioactive Thing, if it's out by now, and of course my other reviews of AW, my original IW review, World War II, and my Cold War review, and who could forget the review that I made of the map 9. And if that's not your style, how about checking out some of my other videos, like all the cut content in the series. Thank you all for watching. And remember, keep on slaying. There we go. Alright, we're done.
Oh, okay, I can breathe now. All right.
What the fuck is that?